Oh, I'm live. Okay, I'm gonna set you guys up on the computer.
Come on, notifications. So I can share it.
Yeah, I didn't do a good job this time of starting it correctly.
Hello, Rachel Powell, John C.
Rachel
Stanley
Powell,
S.,
John C.
Robert
Stanley.
White, Larry Hughes, Michelle Schulte, Jesse Papa Bear, Ezekiel, Cameron Steinblock, Scuba Steve, Misty Jezereski, Thomas R., Line Cook Thor, John C., Michael Lasker, Beth Spiker, Rob O'Brien, Chad Smith, Tutwork Studios, all the way from Maine, HBK Styles, Jerry Collins, Jeffrey Freeman, Ross Reichert, Robert White.
I call it like the first 15, so I feel you're good. I feel like you've done great.
Thank you.
Well done, wife.
Linda Beto.
You can stop calling them out now. Now they're late. Now they're just following in. Gonna call out a name at
Everybody
random.
after this is officially late.
Right. Yes, but they're not subject to a $5 fee. That's not a problem. All right. So we know what day it is. Oh, the list is in the shot again. I'm so bad at that.
Are we doing something new tonight?
No, we're doing the list.
Ray
It's
Hawkins.
Wednesday.
Ray Hawkins is late. Hi, Gray.
Yes, we're doing the list tonight. So, see, have a list, and on that list are some things. So how it works on Wednesday nights? I worked hard. I busted my butt to make sure I had a YouTube Wednesday video out. My reward to myself is that on Wednesday night I get to sculpt something new, but I don't get to pick it in an odd twist of fate. How that works is that I have a list. Some of you will be selected to pick a couple numbers, and then I tell you what those two numbers are, and then you guys vote between two things of what I'm going to sculpt tonight. And normally I get the sculpture mostly done, like you have a good idea of where it's headed by the end of the night, and I'll probably stop tonight about 10:30 or so. While we're waiting on folks to accrue and gather, we'll say hi to White. Whoosh. Say hi.
Greetings.
Say hi to Stacy. You're working on fingers? Well, fingers are poured up, right?
Fingers are poured up. Well.
Yeah. Shake your, they're sludged up. Shake your fingers. Well, I don't think the air bubbles are even going to come out.
I tried.
Yeah,
I did
okay.
try and squish it some to see
But
if
yeah.
we could get them some popped, but these are probably close to full.
No. That stuff takes much longer. If you set it outside in the sun, where it's warmer, it will.
Set where it's warmer.
Warmer, not so much sun. It's 8 p.m. But what I was just saying. Yes. Did you guys enjoy YouTube Wednesday this week? Let me grab that mask and I can show you that.
Just got done watching YouTube Wednesday, says Jamie Thaxton, Lion Cook.
Cool.
Yes, Michelle, we got care packages today. Very surprised. Let's see, second Mumra.
You had first Mumra. What about second Mumra?
Misty says it was an awesome video. Ezekiel says YouTube Wednesday was awesome again. Projects galore. Thanks. Great YouTube Wednesday from Robert White. Rachel Powell says, hello, lovely ladies. I just totally heard that in my head in the Andre the Giant voice.
As is the way.
Robert White is saying hello to Stacy. Michelle
Hi.
says hello to Stacy.
Hello to
Bob Rummy, we are all doing well. Michael Lasker, YouTube Wednesday was great. Michelle Schulte, YouTube was epic. Thank you. Awesome YouTube Wednesday, says Christopher Lazote. Rob wants to know, how long do you think that mask will last?
So we have a Loctite foam mask at Dark Hour. Remember the big brain mask in the asylum?
Oh, yeah.
So 2 years.
Yeah.
He wore it every night of haunt season, and then we use that character quite a bit, so it lasts a long time.
Stanley says it was very helpful. He's going to try it. Susan Atai, loved the video today. Great skull mask. Everyone should know this. Howdy from Tommy Toomey. Hello from Cobwebs. You good?
Hi.
Oh, hi, you guys.
There you go. And it's just the right size for my head. So on stand, it'll be slightly smaller than a bucket.
Hello, Sunny Papa. Okay, Ghost Train Productions. Bingo, I win. Michelle says that looks so good.
Thanks.
Cobwebs is here for this from abroad, says John C. Robert White says, I wouldn't walk up to a house if I saw that.
Good, good. And Friday, we're distressing this costume, right?
We're not doing it live, it's just a pre-recording.
Okay. Nothing for
But
you.
yes, it will air on Friday. On Friday, you can see us distress this costume.
Yeah, okay, so we have to make the YouTube video. Maybe we should distress it tomorrow.
Pork and all those doors?
You can tell the direct time we'll get it signed out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to hit the YouTubes until 7 o'clock or
Great.
7:30.
John C. What if it answers the door?
Yeah, I just think it's fun. I like that movie, Tombs of the Blind Dead, and its sequels, The Ghost Galleon.
Cobweb says that he likes that gold YouTube.
Yeah, the color is technically camel, but it does have a bit of a shimmer to it.
Mike
Yeah.
Murphy, was the mask very scratchy?
No, it's not. I mean, it's not. It's like great stuff foam that you've smoothed, you know. But it's denser than great stuff, so it's harder.
Hello, Linda Forbes. Hope you're feeling well. Ben Godwolf says, love the YouTube Wednesday. I love the mask. Jerry Collins wants you to do Indian Outlaw. What here?
I'm an Indian outlaw, half Cherokee and Choctaw.
Okay, there you
My
go.
baby should Chippewa, she's a one of a kind. Is that what you mean? Like the country song? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Cobweb says, shimmer with no glitter. I love it.
Yes. 40% more shimmer, please. Story of my life.
Hello, Enigma. 63 people are watching.
Hello, 63 people. I think we're ready to start the lottery, wife. What that means,
So ready.
you've got to pick people, pick numbers, and they're picking between 2 people, a number between 1 and 6.
Mike Murphy, are you ready to pick a number?
Mike Murphy, you got to pick between a number from 1 to 6.
Linda Forbes, pick a number.
Linda Forbes.
Linda Forbes, pick a number.
And Mike who?
Mike Murphy.
Mike Murphy. Linda
Mike
Forbes.
Murphy and Linda Forbes.
You're picking numbers from 1 to 6. This is no work on your part. You just have to pick a number.
Mike Murphy, what is your number? Linda Forbes, what is your number? Mike says 5.
Oh, 5. Let's see what 5 is.
Thank you, Mike. Linda, what is your number?
Thir-
Anything but 5.
There are only 2 Masters of the Universe things on here, by the way. There's only 2. The other 4 are not Masters of the Universe.
Linda, are you there? I feel like I'm at a seance.
I think she's drinking.
Hooray! You should be too.
So say we all.
Linda Forbes, going once. Linda Forbes,
Are
going
you
twice.
on all comments?
No.
Okay, make sure you're on all comments and not just
Linda.
top chat.
Linda,
Yeah,
pick
she
a
says
number
yes.
between 1 and 6, did you say?
Between 1 and 6.
That is not 5.
Yeah. Pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Ezekiel, in Linda's voice, I'd like 4, please. No, Ezekiel.
I don't know if you would like 4.
Cobwebs wants to know, is there Thundercats on the list?
On this list, there are no Thundercats. Right now, there are no Thundercats.
Cobweb says, what number is Captain Cracker?
Cracker.
Linda says, number 2.
Wait, oh, Captain Cracker is one of the pirates in Thundercats.
Did you hear me?
No,
Linda said, number 2.
number 2. Okay,
Number 5 and number 2.
Linda has turned this into, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm sculpting tonight.
All right, Linda.
Because there is one Masters of the Universe thing and one not Masters of the Universe. So tonight's options were, okay, go nuts. That was, I get to do whatever I want on the clay. Werewolf foot. I have to sculpt a werewolf foot. That was number 2. Clawful, who is like a lobster monster from Master of the Universe. A frost giant, which actually I'm going to do the one from a game called Conan Exiles. I really like that design. Cobra Khan is a cobra type guy from Masters of the Universe, and that was number 5. And Whiplash, oh, I was wrong. There's 3 things from Masters of the Universe. Whiplash is on the 2. He's a lizard guy, but that's pretty generic, a cool lizard guy. So we are going to vote between who's going to control the voting.
Let's see. Who can I get?
It can't be Gregory Haynes. He has a dog in his
No,
hunt.
I haven't seen Gregory yet. I haven't seen Gregory. Rachel Powell, will you tally up our votes? Rachel,
Yes.
Are you game? Rachel Powell.
So
Give me a go, no go.
here's how it works, all right? There's a cobra guy or a werewolf foot. The werewolf foot is going to work on a jumping stilt,
There's Gregory Haynes.
and I'm going to sculpt it around a jumping stilt. And if I don't do that today, then I work on that tomorrow. That's the only difference.
That's yummy.
Because I do want to work on that also. Now, should that be on camera? Because doesn't that person not want to see it?
Well, she's seen the preview.
Okay. Well,
Guys, hang on. Stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
so right now,
Stop. Go
right
ahead.
now, Rachel Powell, are you willing to?
Stop voting.
When we
guys.
say tally the votes, some people actually tally the votes. Some people just get a general consensus, and some people say, "Oh, I pick what I want." So that's possible too. Either
She
one.
said yes.
Okay, Rachel, you are now going to tally up between those 2.
You
And-
figure out what I'm going to make. It's your job. You're figuring it out. You're going to listen to them. Maybe you're going to tally up the votes and be real democratic about this whole thing. Or maybe it's like a republic. And you listen to the people, but you do what you think is best for the people.
How much time does she have to tally votes?
Right now it is 8 o'clock. I think by 8:08. By 8:08.
8 minutes.
8:08. We have 8 minutes to convince Rachel of what you want to do.
All right, Michelle said it's all good, so let me tack this down and then you can show the.
I have enough clay for either project. I have everything I need to do either one. They both have merit.
Gregory Haynes is here today.
Hello, Gregory Haynes.
And Ezekiel wants to know is what is go nuts?
I'm just going to sit down, which I never do. I'm just going to sit down and throw clay on there and start making a monster. I don't know what it's going to be or what it's going to end up as.
Remind them again what it is. We got to they're asking if they put other stuff.
But they can't vote on that. All we're going to vote on is we're voting on werewolf foot or a cobra man, who may or may not be Cobra Khan. And if somebody says snarf, you don't even tell me.
I tell you, I got comment is going. I choose nuts. It's not on there.
Yeah, it was on there, but they didn't pick that number. The 2 numbers that were picked were 2 and 5, werewolf foot and Cobra Khan.
Cobwebs. I like the intern.
Yeah.
Michelle says, I want the foot. And Stacy, show off that creative talent.
This is a jumping stilt, for those who don't know. Your foot goes right up here. And, yeah, I don't know.
Go Nuts was a robot in Silver Hawks.
This
Cobweb
is
says,
a...
for the record, I did not say snarf.
Oh.
Can he be?
See,
okay,
this
also
is
just
like a
start
padded
push.
sleeve that your knee goes in, and then this Velcro, goes through here, and then Velcro's down. So that holds your calf in, and your foot sits up on this pad. So I will be sculpting, if it gets picked, from here down
Are those stilts hard to wear?
Yes, okay. So, are they hard to wear? No, they're not hard to wear. They're hard to stay still in because they have such a small foot. See how small that foot is? And really only a bar of that is touching the ground at any point in time. So they're not hard to wear. They are, you can't stay still in them. So if we're in a haunted house work, I prefer a stilt with a bigger foot. Simply because I can stay still, and when I'm outside I can take pictures easier. Those are things that I like. But the jumping stilts are popular for characters who move a lot. You see a lot of jesters on them, you see a lot of scarecrows, and you see a lot of werewolves on them. So I'm doing werewolf feet. Because they help you move like a werewolf.
You should do stilt tutorials.
I should. I really should.
How much are the stilts?
I'll have to look that up. Like I don't have that right off of my, but those are around between $300 and $400 a pair. Plan on spending that much.
Rachel House, I don't
Rachel,
think we wait till after eight.
Rachel says, I really don't think we need to wait. The resounding majority says,
Okay, so we're not waiting.
nope.
All right.
Gregory Haynes, it's your night.
It'll be, just so you know, it is slightly less sexy to watch me sculpt a foot.
Only second.
Yeah, faces are just sexier.
Thank you, but Gregory Haynes going to disagree. Okay,
Well-
is the stilt aluminum or magnesium alloy?
Normally those are aluminum.
Gregory Haynes says yay.
And in all honesty, I don't use magnesium stilts in my show because we have like 8 pairs of stilts at dark hour. We use aluminum stilts. If we had that many pairs of stilts all stacked up with each other, that's a lot of magnesium in a fire. So just keep that in mind of how magnesium burns, and that might be something that you might not necessarily want to do as much, per se, for chance.
Tanya Gaberwald. Tanya, I hope I said that right. Year of the yard haunts. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Gregory Hansen says those jumping stilts look like something from the coyote would use to chase the roadrunner.
You are absolutely right. They are.
If they say Acme Company anywhere, I'd stay away from the Ghost Training Production says nice shirt out.
Hey, thanks.
It's easier to make it come of our accent.
You better quit this.
What's the preferred pronunciation of that? Aluminium?
Alabama. 1980 says, curse to all who chose foot. May your pinky toe forever find corners of your furniture.
All right, while Dad's gone.
Oh, that's great.
Shut off my. All right, Michelle Schulte. Here she is.
The lights are on?
Yeah. It's a little hard to see. You know what?
No, that looks good.
We're
Yeah,
we have.
you gonna do it?
Just so they can see the lights
Oh.
a little bit. I never get it back on. It's a little bit darker.
You know the camera moves.
Yeah.
Hang on, Stacey, let me turn it on.
All right, Shannon's spoiling me.
Listen. That is for Michelle, is that right?
Yes.
You're so spooky.
So Michelle, we're gonna get this photograph tonight. She should be in the mail tomorrow. Those
go.
poopy. Thanks, guys.
Beautiful. Okay. Michelle's very excited. Oh, yay!
I walked all the way over there and I had no idea why I went over that side of the room.
Yeah, I thought your eye would be a nice little carryover, just so that your character remains recognizable.
1980 cursed everyone who said foot and hopes that they catch their pinky toe on furniture.
Well, that happens sometimes. I understand. I too wanted to sculpt Cobra Khan, but it's not about me.
L. Copeland says a mystery sculptor with in front.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, is Dark Hour coming back after COVID?
That is the plan. Yes.
Michelle says, oh my God, that is even beyond what I expected. That's stunning. Yay!
We have no plans to not come back after COVID. If we cannot open in October, then we plan to open Christmas. If we can't open Christmas, then we plan to open Valentine's Day. It's we're playing it by ear, but we're willing to play.
Ralph says I made my first set of horns today out of EVA roll. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good job.
Very nice, Stacy. That's cool looking. Great job, Stacy. Looks awesome, Stacy. Great job, Stacy.
Thank you.
They're saying great job, Stacey.
Gregory Haynes says, oh wow, that Chris is sick.
Thanks.
Lots of good jobs. So spooky. So pretty. That's beautiful, pretty. Great job. Very great. Where did you find the little bones?
Am I allowed to tell them where
Sure.
they are from one of our swag skeletons. Actually, the little skeleton guys that go out with the orders at Deconstructed him.
What is the name of the mask beside the Myers mask? Is that
This is an old Krampus sculpt. This is an older Krampus sculpt that I did. And this was one of the first Krampus sculpts I did. I think I did this 2008.
Can we address that? Like the delineation? Whenever it comes up.
Nick H says, oh man, so many castings, sorry. First time watching your live video.
Oh, cool.
It's
Still
Scott
coming.
Mohart. When did you start working on Brandon's goat body? Or when do you start working on Brandon's goat body?
I have not been commissioned for a goat body. So when I get a commission, I would start.
I was at Goodwill earlier searching for material. I had found some old lace tablecloths, and when I looked at another item, a lady swooped in and snatched the lace right out from under me.
I know.
That happens.
Does the Michael Myers mask fit your neck?
Yeah.
Does the Krampus mask fit your neck?
Yes. Very much.
Is the flesh tone mask a Michael Myers mask?
It is. I did not make that. That was made by DJ Styles, who is off and on, and he sent it to me kind of as a thank you for helping him to make masks.
Rachel Bell says, my kid just made the most amazing beef stroganoff in an Instant Pot. I wish I could share with y'all.
Hooray! I too enjoy beef stroganoff.
Enigma says, can you give me a few monster ideas that are lesser known, like a Wendigo, a Stickman, etc.?
Trolls, man, trolls. Trolls aren't that well known. And trolls deserve their time in the sun. Trolls. By golly.
Bill says, okay, gotcha. Well, hopefully we can soon. That'd be fun to watch the goat body.
Yes.
Momentum.
Good guys. So really sad. But yeah, Happy Mojo. That was if DJ Styles jumps in, that is like I said, that was a gift. And Chad Smith also made a werewolf, which was a gift. So you guys, it's pretty exciting. You guys making blanks and sending them to us because he gets to see what you're making. And in this case, that was just flat out a gift you wanted to send. So that's pretty cool. And it's always nice to be able to see what y'all are making and that y'all are jumping in there and doing it too. So that was from DJ Styles, who I believe is on tonight.
No, he is a DJ.
Not
Sometimes
yet.
he has to actively DJ.
Julie B says, I love trolls. It's a great idea. Big Dog says, what are we making?
We are sculpting a werewolf foot. We're sculpting a werewolf foot. So to do this, obviously I have to support this. And you know, so that is a chunko of what I'm doing. All right, now I think I can sculpt and be okay.
These were jumping skills, correct?
Did we? Whose are these?
These are mine.
Oh, okay. Didn't know you had differences.
Yeah.
Can you use hydrocal to cast things like flower pots and stuff instead of concrete?
You can, but it doesn't hold up as well outside. Well, Ultracal doesn't hold up well outside. You want something called statuary hydrocal. Statuary hydrocal. That holds up the best outside. So now you can see I have it supported, but there's one more thing that I want to do. I want to raise this up so that the foot is going to hover about a half an inch. I'm going to grab some EVA foam and lay it down right here. Look, there's some EVA foam.
Cameron Steinbach says, I'm making a poison bottle out of a pill bottle.
Sweet.
1980 says, too bad you can't just Loctite it and then carve out the foot. That would be as
I could, but I'm going to have more control over the sculpture if I don't do that. If I sculpt it in clay and then I mold it, I'll have more sculptural control.
Do you have any tips on the horns?
Just watch all of my horn videos and I get plenty of horn tips.
Alan, do you play Conan Exiles, or you just like the design, or you just like the design of the creature?
There was a period of time where I played a moderate amount of Conan Exiles. I only played the solo version. I never played it like with a group online, I guess you would call it. I never did that. So one of the issues with stilt feet is that if they rest on the ground, the toes are kind of easy to trip over and it could cause problems for the performer. So you have to give them a little bit of hover. And you wouldn't really notice that they're hovering unless you really look like super close. So
Enigma says, I checked out Harbor's sculpting. The way, he's way good, but he said not to use crystal clear or sealer on wet before molding. What do you think? He's very adamant about it.
I don't use it either. I use Pledge as a bit of a release. I don't use crystal clear.
KBFX says that he's here, he's knocking out orders for clients. Good job. Finn Godwin says, more sculpture control. Very good. Ezekiel says, could you modify those small feet on the larger stilts to be larger? Could you modify those small feet on the stilts to be larger?
No, because you don't want a large area hitting the ground. So, basic still walking lesson time. Here is a box that is representing the ground, and you can't see it. I'm going to grab something else.
Is this wet? That was just the white.
And that,
Doesn't matter.
okay, so we're just going to pretend that this piece of paper is a stilt. So this is your stilt foot interacting with the ground. All right? If your foot is wide and you step on something like a rock, well, What happens is, it's a little bit of a movement down here, but by the time it goes all the way up to where your knee is, imagine how much your whole knee will retch out of place just from this little bit of movement. So that's a little bit of a lift, but up here moves a lot more. So you kind of want a smaller foot and a little bit of less interactivity.
Are your notifications on?
No, they're not. They shouldn't be.
The guys' notifications should be on.
Yeah, you should not hear any notifications because they should be scheduled to be off now. I did that today on my computer, on my phone. Let me check.
Do you have a video that shows someone in the stilts?
I mean, there's lots of videos that show stilts. So,
They said they're hearing like a laser sound. Very weird wobbling noise.
okay. Is that my normal laser notification sound? I just made sure that they were off, so they are all off. Okay. But anyway, a smaller foot is less impact on your knee. And your chances of like falling a chuck hole or whatever go less. So the smaller the foot is better for it.
They're all still saying that.
Well, they're not hearing it right now. I just made double sure that it was off.
Well, it's not your notifications.
Sounds like it might have been notifications, but I just made sure that they were all off.
Guys, you still hearing something?
And I changed my notification sound to a different noise because I didn't want someone's dog getting upset at a bell sound.
Okay, you're not hearing it
So I made it a different noise. And sadly, I get a lot of notifications.
now. Jesse Papa Bear says, same problem I have with my fake leg and foot barefoot style. I lose balance too easily and I want to fall back.
Yes, because there's nothing to catch you there because of how the heel works.
I love today's YouTube Wednesday. Are the spray contact cement webs flammable?
Once they're dry, they're just as flammable as all of the fabric and stuff on it. So, yeah, but not terribly so. They're way more flammable when you first start.
The other thing we locked off camera, that may be Shannon's phone.
And now I don't necessarily want to get clay all over the spill. I'm going to cover this in foil.
So this will get cast in latex for the,
It'll have a latex skin, it'll be foam.
okay. So it should have enough flex to
Yeah.
accommodate that wiggle.
And this will actually reduce the spring a little bit because you're putting something around this part that normally flexes. I've only ever found that to be a kind of a good thing.
What do you use to design your shirts? Do you design vector art artists?
No, I am a caveman who only knows Photoshop.
There's a lot of clay.
Oh, my boy.
What?
Just wondering. It's like you got a box today.
Bob Bowie. Bob Bowie, was that you?
I got a box today with delicious Chicago pizzas in it.
Bob? Bases maybe. Bob?
Oh
Was that you?
boy. I want you to know you made me very happy and you ruined my possible career as a fitness model because I'm
Oh
gonna
my God.
eat that delicious Chicago pizza.
I was like, who did this?
Thank you so much. I really
Oh my
appreciate
God,
that.
I tell you what, I was gonna grill chicken and vegetables, and I want you to know that is right out of, that's completely off the menu now because he's gonna have me make a pizza.
Heck yeah.
So let's be clear. He's not gonna get his chicken and vegetables today. He's gonna get
Chicken and
pizza,
vegetables?
bro.
I got pizza.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Bob, you're too much.
Lou and I don't even sell chicken and vegetables.
He said, I've never sent anything like that, so I wasn't sure how it was going to show up. You
Yeah.
know what's great about that is that we're sending that in July in Texas. They have it insulated in that styrofoam so well, and then they've had it with dry ice. So it may not be frozen solid when it gets here, but it actually,
Still cold.
does really well. So it's fine. It's just fine. We already put it back into the freezer after I picked my dog up off the floor. Because Kelly walks in, I said, wait, where did that come from? You're supposed to have chicken tonight.
No chicken.
No chicken for you. It is cold, Bob. It's still frozen. They do a great job. You are so sneaky. What a sweet thing to do. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Okay.
Balance and weight are all things that we have to consider when we're doing stilt feet. So that's a biggie. Take every bit of this 25 pounds of clay.
Handily.
That's so funny. Ezekiel, way to go, Bob. And then Ezekiel's Tim Tams arrived today. Guys, I'm telling you, America does not have all of the Tim Tams variety that Australia does. There's stuff that came today that I'm like, good God. You know what? I'll take pictures of the varieties and I'll post it on the Creepers page because everybody's excited about getting their Tim Tams at Target or Amazon. That's great. But you don't get this kind of variety that Ezekiel sends us in a clandestine fashion. And for the record, it did have my name on it, and for the record, I did not know it arrived. And
Interception!
Intercepted. Just so you know. KBFX says, when people preach about eating healthy and fitness, also say, yeah, fitness, cold pizza in my mouth.
Exactly. That's how I live my life.
Bob says, Alan did some things last year for me at MHC, so I was a little overdue for a thank you. What did you do? You don't remember what you did?
I don't remember much.
Is that
That's
what
not how
clay
my
you were
brain works.
using?
Yeah, pretty much. This is just regular old clay. Wet clay, water-based clay, yes.
Rachel Powell tried to buy Tim Tams at the store today. They were out and ended up with iced animal cookies.
A strong second, yeah.
Ezekiel says, only Shannon knows the remedy for the poison I put in there for an interception. Sling that clay. KBFX says, I repainted a leather-faced Part 2 mask with a better look to it. I redid the Trolls paint job with some more flesh tone. Hoping order some crepe bears soon.
Cool.
I'm out of a little bit. Big Dog says, deep fish pizza of the month club for Alan. Red wine of the month club for Shannon. Heck yes.
You're talking her language.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Problem is, she would want to share my pizza. I would not want to share
You
my
just
pizza.
one by one.
Keep your vinegar, woman.
Oh, it's so good. Alan knows when he gets pizza, I'll open a bottle of red wine. It's just that the taste of it together just makes the pizza so good. Ezekiel, hopefully there's enough for Alan to have a small stash and that Shannon would at least get some. Ezekiel, there are a few that, and I'm not a chocoholic by any means, but there's a chocolate and orange that you added. Yeah.
Oh.
That's, I'll share it with Stacy. That's then there's a lot of the double coat and what have you. I'm gonna put them here in the shop.
I'm a double coat kind of person. I'm built for double coating.
I'm wearing 3 coats right now.
No one goes hungry here, I'm sure. That is going to take a lot of clay. I didn't know that, says Gregory Haynes.
Yeah, well, honestly, what gets sculpted is from here down. So that's what gets sculpted. And I'll bring the sculpt up here a little bit too. But you don't, like, I'm leaving this back piece out and exposed. All this is fabric. And the back brace stays exposed. It's black and it's going to kind of blend into the environment. But look at how we're already getting the dog leg shape out of just this. And then we ignore this back bracing, and this is where your dog leg shape comes from.
Duck Commander wine is the most disgusting alcohol I've ever tried.
Gross.
I believe it.
It's made of real duck.
Is their name Duck Commander?
Are they what's the redneck TV show? Duck Dynasty?
Oh. Yeah, I don't think I would trust what they drink. You know, they look like they have
Like,
some
Hey, we got
quality
some
awkward hooch.
Some classy red wine.
Ross Ryder, Jelly of the Month Club. It's the gift that keeps on giving. That is it, that is it indeed. Ezekiel says, 1988, you tried Australian beer Foster's as well. It's well, I can't say what it is made of.
They tell us it's Australian for beer.
But it's Aborigine for urine.
Oh no.
Weasel. Hey, Ella Copeland, thank you. Thank you for your order. T-shirt and apron. And Ella Copeland, that is, I'm going to update that real quick. On the website it says that the aprons are back ordered. We actually just got in a new order. So we're actually...
Call that webmaster and yell at him. It'll soak in the concrete.
We're actually restocked, so we're good to go. Beth Spiker. I'm baking my Chocoholic Mother triple chocolate cookies as I watch. She turns 80 tomorrow. The table is decorated with flowers and soft red wine. Aww.
Awesome.
Beth, you're so awesome. Ralph says that looks really good so far.
Well, great.
And Beth, you have been posting some amazing makeup lately.
Oh,
Yeah.
seriously.
Holy smokes, girl. You have been killing it with these makeup ideas you put together. And I think some of your friends were freaked out by your reptile, but I thought it was beautiful. I guess you're non-haunt friends, but what amazing work you've been posting. Hoping you're getting to enjoy that a little off time from your mail carrier work, because I don't think you sleep then. She's killing it. That knows the art puzzle. People are watching.
This is a lot of blocking out right now.
Stanley, how wide are you going to make those legs?
Not that wide, because so one of the issues with jumping stilts is if a new person will clack together on the back end, and that can make you eat it. So they're not going to be terribly wide. I'm going to probably be about half again as wide as this coming down, because it has to be strong looking, but the foot can't be too big or else the actor will trip on it. And it can't be too wide or else those two inner toes will hit together.
Brew says, I see the chat and Brew urine pops up. What did I miss? Not you, Rick.
New product idea, don't worry.
Stephen Bishop says hello. He says
Hello,
it looks like a
Stephen.
goat leg.
Yes. Till I put the claws on it.
Beth says, I've been having a blast. Thank you. I stay up late Sunday nights and I'm a zombie Monday morning. Beth, we have similar jobs in that we don't have to be pretty at work. Just knock it out.
Just have to be efficient.
We just have to be efficient.
Lucky, the beauty expectations here are ridiculous.
Yeah, they just don't have to. 1980, the urinal room. If you miss the urinal, there will be a meeting.
Welcome to the reason we have rules, Newman.
Cameron Steinblock. I got the pill bottle cleaned up and I'm ready to paint it. Should I put the hot glue design on before or after I paint the base brown gray color?
I do it all. I do all of. I want to work dry as long as I can. Hot glue counts as dry work because of how fast it dries, and then I do all my wet work. So that means glue first. And once again, we're going to do 1 foot that acts as both left and right, simply because I can't have anything on the inside here to trip up the other foot. And these stilts don't have a left or right, so that makes it kind of perfect to do a foot like that.
Bruce says there should be a meeting every time someone misses the urinal. Is that wet clay or something different?
This is water-based clay, yes.
Greg said, Gregory Haynes, I had to be at work at 4 a.m. today. I'm a nighttime person. Realm says, I got the airbrush from Harbor Freight.
Cool.
How do you connect it to the air compressor?
With connectors. It's a little bit hard to explain, but coming out of your air compressor, there is probably a 1/4 inch NTP fitting, and at Harbor Freight, they have connectors that hook up all their airbrushes to a 1/4 inch NTP fitting. You get one for free if you buy the longer hose from Harbor Freight for the deluxe airbrush, and a 1/4 inch fitting comes for free with the quick change airbrush that I buy. So it's there.
Will the nails be a trip hazard?
Yes. Everything is a trip hazard, and you should act accordingly.
Hugo says, I didn't expect such a different sculpture.
Yeah, they wanted a foot, man, so they're getting a foot.
1980 says, Edge 209 legs. I don't know why, but I see them right now.
They also had that ATST chicken walker foot. Yes. That's what they do, man. Just making sure I have 4 equal pieces of clay.
Have your power girdle over here as well.
That's a good idea. Where's that at?
Wow.
Okay. So I have done Stilt stuff, obviously Stilt V Studios, and I've had that name since '96. I've done Stilt V's. I have made so many Stilt feet, it's not even funny.
Will you black out the back of the stilt fabric?
Most of these are already black, but if the stilts are not black, then you could just make a spandex sleeve that goes right over it and just velcros at the top.
What are you going to do for the toes?
I'm gonna sculpt the toes.
Sato says, my job is forcing me to be a clean person.
Gross.
Spiker says, I hope I'm not misdelivering mail as I dream about my next look. I'll probably take a break and concentrate on how to make our font safe and effective. It's a challenge for sure if we go.
Yeah, a lot of that going around. It's gonna be a difficult season for folks.
Sato says, my current job also forces me to wear long pants. I am a shorts person. 1980 says, I follow a cosplay build group, and the creator makes great Robocop costumes out of EVA fun.
Cool.
Share what group that is in the Facebook group, 1980.
Ezekiel. It's my workplace. I don't need to wear pants. "87 people are watching."
Okay.
Y'all smash that like button.
Sorry, it says I need to work where you're at, Ezekiel.
I have been traditionally a pants person. I didn't wear shorts a lot, but I have started wearing a lot more shorts during quarantine. You know.
Well, the hot tub you too.
Yeah.
It's just so hot. I usually wear long pants too, but it's very hot.
Yes, this will be quite a bit of clay.
So I guess Gregory Haynes could see where you couldn't do this on Monday like you planned because you didn't have enough.
No, I didn't have enough clay.
You didn't have enough clay. So how much clay do you need? They could need a lot. Ross Record, power girdle, come hither. Rue Newman says, what is this a build for?
Jumping stilt werewolf feet. It's a commission, and stilt feet or something I've been kind of adding in to the line. So this will just go on the line for Munster feats.
Ezekiel says, no Monday, Monday, no tweets Tuesday, whatever Wednesday, gone Thursday, and free Friday.
What is it with Thursdays?
I don't know. I don't know. Why Thursday? What's so special? I rely on you, Stacy, to tell me, you know, the trendy things.
I will
I expect you to know.
keep an eye on it.
You have to know.
Apparently Thursday is a
What
thing.
does it all mean? I rely on you. You're teenagers. You tell me this. Stacy knows this. Stacy, you always say, I have teenagers.
That's
Okay.
Gray is my pulse on the what's hippin' with it.
Rob, on Wednesdays we wear pink.
You can't sit with us. You can totally sit with us. It's cool.
Joanne says, Joanne Crowley, that looks like it would be good with hoofs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, hooves and monster feet are like the main two things that I did for a long time.
Savior Lake Saturday. El Copeland says, I can't extol my love of night shift enough. So many benefits. Traffic is definitely working. Stephen Bishop, I have to make sure I don't miss the mold for this. I'm very interested.
Cool.
Stanley, the character Eloquent of Nightbreed,
Yes.
are those dreads or some kind of tentacles?
Well, those are tentacly dreads. Yeah, I mean they're fleshy dreads, so they're closer to dreads. They don't move independently; they just kind of hang there. So I would say that they are definitely dreads.
Will this be one sculpt for both right and left feet?
Yes, it will.
Hello, Houdini the Great.
Hello. We're making a werewolf foot, Houdini.
On stilts, Houdini, it's going to be cool. 1980, and posted on Creepers and shared to Stacy Chance. Did you get it?
I will check.
Check the cosplay. 1980 says the. Thank you, 1980. Ezekiel says weekends the kids are home and the wife, so it's at least shorts and shirts. We don't have winter. Isn't that interesting? so glad I asked you, because I could not find an adapter to connect, because that was the other spray nozzle there. I should have looked closer.
It is not, yeah, okay. Did you get the black quick connect airbrush with the jars that click on and off? Is that what you got?
Hello, Dan Yarmont. Tarantula says puppy feet from and also from the camera angle you can see it changes it.
Yes, you can
The
see.
tarantula's talking about those feet. Gregory Haynes says it's looking cool, Alan. I'm loving the look. Tarantula says there went another alert sound.
Sorry, guys. My alerts are as stopped as I can make them.
Houdini says thank you for the sculpting tools. You do great.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Make cool stuff.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what you're gonna make with it, Houdini.
Good night, Michael Lassiter.
I recommend more classic monsters. Because I always recommend classic monsters.
Well, she started with one. El Copeland says, man, chatting 1 second, then I look up and all of a sudden, bam, a foot.
That's how it goes.
It's fast.
See, now I want to put like a toe or something right here, but that goes back here. Because this is the ankle. This is your, technically it's foot.
You need some kind of reference? No?
Right now I'm not using a reference. This is probably the
100?
45th
I got
werewolf foot of this style that I have sculpted in my life. Now there will come a point where I do go to reference, but right now I'm not. How many of you guys are going to try and make a foam head or mask from YouTube Wednesday?
It's amazing how wolf toes look like lion toes. Nice YouTube Wednesday idea, Alan. I would have never thought you could use Loctite for a mask.
Well, I did it 2 Halloweens ago? Yeah, 2 Halloweens ago I did it.
Answering your question, Rob says me. Cameron Steinbeck says, Steinblock says I am. Stanley says me. Rob says mask for sure. Beth Stryker, me.
Awesome.
I'm not surprised, Beth. You make everything. HBK Styles, I've enjoyed watching you since I've been on furlough. It's entertaining. It's got me back into my leather work, so thanks for the motivation.
Very cool.
Ezekiel says I'm going to make 10 foam heads. Those are sweet. The kids can do it too.
Yeah.
Larry Hughes says he will do one for sure. Hello, I'm going to make it says living on the bluff. He says I am. This is just recipe key. I'm trying the foam head and plaster right now. Or he's going to try it.
Cool.
Tarantula says, I want to make a foam mask, but you told me to focus on one project at a time.
Yes, I did.
Big Monkey Fez, I'm going to try. I made a strawberry patch pop from Loctite today. Christopher Lazote's going to give it a try.
What is the strawberry patch prop?
Nigma, were you the main sculptor of Dark Hour?
Me and the makeup director, Ian. He is no longer with us, so yeah, now it's pretty much me.
Sad you didn't show up at THC. I wanted to show you the work I did using Loctite myself, says Ruth.
Great. Come on, let me see it.
Cameron says, well, I have my hot glue gun out. I'm trying the teeth that you did. Daryl says he's going to try it. Ezekiel says, we did 3 plaster heads. That was fun. Super messy. And the 7-year-old tripped a bucket.
Oh no.
Is this all the clay I have left from that 25-pound block?
Yes.
Wow.
Is that the
Man, this sucker eats clay.
Did you have more?
I have more. I have
Okay.
more. I got more right here.
Kenny P's going to. Rue says that he sold it. That's great.
Did you take pictures, Rue?
1980 says, I might use the technique for Billy Butcherson's fakes. He is a corpse, so it might work well. That's if I don't just sculpt a Billy mask.
There you go.
Dead End says, I'm going to make foam underwear. Hooray!
Whatever you're into, man.
John Royston, I'm going to make a foam mask. Would it stick to a foam wig head? I think it could also be a great way for it to make a great popper.
Yes, it will stick to a foam wig head. So just like I did, you got to put down some plastic saran wrap.
That's Spiker. Probably over foam head for prop body. Do you think it would affect people with sensitive skin as a mask?
Just like I put one on. I put it on earlier in the broadcast. Just wear one of those spandex hoods under it. That's what I do.
Pumpkinhead says strawberry patch prop is a stage prop for an actor to pick fake strawberries in the play.
Awesome.
Helen Copeland looked for colored glue sticks today, but they only had clear or glitter.
That's you got to buy them online.
Enigma, water clay feels like you need more to cover the surface as opposed to oil.
No, just people normally, if you're going to do a bigger sculpture, you use water-based clay because oil-based clay is so expensive. So that is why you see most big sculptures. Looks like you might extrapolate that you need more water. It's the same. The mass is the same, but if you're going to do something big, you want to use the cheaper clay. That's why the T-Rex in that movie with the dinosaurs, Jurassic Park, was sculpted in water-based clay.
Stephen Bishop says, sorry, I haven't watched it yet. I've been in the studio drawing. Things headed down the shade.
How dare you?
Christopher Lazette, I really like your technique of using spray contact cement to make webbing.
Yeah, that works too. It's good stuff.
Will contact cement stick to the foam to attach horns?
Yes.
Could you do a Loctite on a half mask?
Yes, of course.
One of the other weird places I found colored hot glue, although not for the big guns, for like the small craft hot glue guns, is Daiso, like the Japanese dollar store.
They might not have that.
Oh, I think, I want to say they're nationwide, but if, that's a good place to look. They usually carry black, brown, white, and like glow in the dark, and sometimes pink.
1980s laughing at you. That movie with the dinosaurs.
Yeah, and I did the Bitey bit, so you knew there were Bitey dinosaurs.
Ezekiel says, we have Daiso in Australia.
There you go.
At last, great, that's great.
Just like Ezekiel spelled it.
D-A-I-S-O?
Yep, that's the one.
Did you catch that, El Copeland? You're spelling it correctly. She says, got it.
Once it gets all these rake marks, then it looks like art.
I think it's Daiso, Ezekiel, but also we say aluminum, so.
Kick-ass. I live in Canada. We don't have Loctite foam, but I have another brand I'm going to try it out Friday.
Give it a shot. I don't like the same techniques for great stuff. I don't like it for great stuff, so, but maybe your phone will do good.
Hello from Scotland.
Hello!
Realm says it looks so good.
Thanks.
Cool already. How hard will it be to walk in that?
It should not be harder than walking in the stilts themselves. It will be a little bit different because the foot's going to be heavier.
DJ Styles, a text message? I did not.
Or a Facebook message.
Did you get a Facebook message?
What's the question?
Text me. He said, not sure, did you get my text message, Shannon? No. Facebook message? 1980, are you using Bella for a reference?
No, that's Cheney's foot right down there.
It is, got the perfect little piece there. Ralph says, I made the horns spiral.
Nice.
Great. Look, Alan has some references to the left, but hang on, we're looking at it. That is a great question. Alex Sam, hi, I'm new to your channel and I really like your videos. Very cool, and I'm looking forward to more.
Hooray.
Alex M.
Welcome, Alex.
Hello, hello. What is the ball with all the holes in it?
Wiffle ball?
No, it's the dive helmet.
Oh, that is part of the Big Daddy costume that I am working on-ish.
Oh, he commented on here.
I did not see. DJ, I'm looking, I'm backing up.
No one is ever ignored, but sometimes the chat does move fast.
Yeah, I don't see you, DJ. Can you send it again?
If you have posted it like 9 times and no one has read it, that means you are being ignored. But there's probably a reason for that.
Can you repost it again, DJ? Caught up now. Will this be a 2-part hold?
Yes.
Second 25 pounds of clay.
Yes.
Can you show
Show what?
I can use that just.
I will. And what I have to do, what's going to work, not always what looks cool. Like sometimes those are 2 different things. Sometimes they're the same. Sometimes they're different things. So it might be cool for me to do one thing, but I have to do what's going to work mechanically for these stills.
Big monkey fez. Chingy's gonna run away with that clay photo. Yeah, he's a little sleepy though.
Thank you, Scott Colehart.
Why are we thanking Scott?
He shared the colored glue sticks online.
He's so great.
He is. DJ Styles, I launched my website. It's called Custom Corpses.
Awesome.
Congratulations. Good job. 1980 says, next sculpt bingo, put the number on ping pong balls and load them into the diving helmet. The first one to fall out, as Alan shakes it, is the winning number.
Someone remind me of that.
Gregory Haynes, Alan, is the actor's foot the knee for the werewolf?
Yes. That is true.
So right there where your hand is, where the actor's foot's going to
Right, here's the toe of their foot.
go. You wear the werewolf legs. If someone scratches your belly real fast, do you kick your leg?
You should. That's just good character work.
Who's a good boy?
John City. That happens a lot around here with these houndies.
Oh God, so much.
The belly up houndies.
Yeah, DJ Styles, that would be exactly why. Anything containing a website will not get posted unless you are a moderator.
But thanks for reposting that info. And if you're on the Facebook page,
Yeah, share it on the Facebook page.
yeah, that's why Stacy made it. So please feel free to do that. Please feel free to do that so that we can click it, give it a look. Ezekiel, send that Mr. Colehart some tin cans. Bruce says, I do that every time I'm a werewolf. Kick-Ass says, I live in a border city, and there's a Harbor Freight 15 minutes from my house across the border, but I can't go because we can't cross the border. I miss Harbor Freight. How great is that? How many pounds do
Don't
those
let us
stilts
in
hold?
right now.
What's that?
How many pounds do the stilts hold?
The biggest that you can get these for, I think, is 250 pounds.
Kurt says, I usually be on something. That's terrible. Digma says, I know it makes you feel old, but can you tell us another story about that album? Story time. You want to do the story time? How about a rollerblading girl story?
Can't tell that one.
Don't tell that one.
Can't tell that one.
Don't tell that one. Or you could do
Here's one I could
a
tell.
still walking story.
So my job was to be a rollerblading wolfman in downtown Orlando for a nightclub called Janie Lane's Sunset Strip, which was owned by Janie Lane, the lead singer of Warrant. And I was a werewolf, and I handed out free admission flyers. And that was my job. Also trying to work downtown, outside, in the same space that I was trying to work in, was a lovely horse and carriage business like you see in many downtowns. Most of the horses were okay with a werewolf on rollerblades, but there was one who was not okay. And what happened was this very lovely couple of, my belief is Japanese origin, had just gotten into the carriage. And I was trying to make up for lost time. I'm going out late. So I'm rollerblading rather quickly, and I'm about to turn a corner. And this horse had just taken off. So he was in his run to get the carriage up to speed phase. And we turned the corner, and we were about 10 feet from each other. And I was gliding very quickly towards them. I was able to duck down and move out of the way. It scared the heck out of the horse, and those lovely tourists got the ride of their life. As the horse got spooked, he went off trail, and he ran for like 3 blocks.
Oh my God.
I only learned that because I talked to the driver later. Me and the drivers were cool, and I never did anything on purpose to mess with the horses. From that time, another fun story is I worked outside, and at that time Orlando had pretty weird and heavy jaywalking laws. So there was a police officer on every single corner who was giving tickets for jaywalking and basically working the traffic lights. And when I would come out of the club, I would bring them, the ones who worked the corners, I would bring them like a tray of just cranberry and water, cranberry juice and water, or orange juice or whatever, because the bar wanted the cops to be happy with the bar. So one night, so I knew all of the police very well, and they liked me. One night, when you're in costume, you expect to get messed with. I had a young man smack me on the back of the head. I'm in a full wolfman costume. And he smacks me on the back of the head and takes off running. I'm on rollerblades, so I'm like, oh, I can catch him. So I start hauling butt on rollerblades after him. And it takes me the full block to catch up to him. But I catch up to him, and the cop turns around because he kind of hears a commotion. The officer on the street turns around, sees me chasing the guy, and quickly grabs him, throws him to the ground. This guy's at a full run, and this is like outdoor concrete stuff. Throws him to the ground, and then runs over, rolls him so his face is in the corner between the wall and the sidewalk. Puts his knee on his back, handcuffs him, comes over to me and goes, what did he do? He goes, what did he do? Why did I just throw him on the ground and cuff him? And then I explained, and I opted to not have him arrested, but he should not have done it.
You did eat sidewalk, and that was enough.
Yeah, that was good. I feel fine now that he ate some sidewalk.
How many pounds of clay do you go through in a month?
8 boxes, so about 400 pounds on an average month.
They're starting to hear alien sounds again.
I'm sorry,
I
guys.
don't know what it is y'all are hearing.
And let me double, triple, quadruple check.
Good night, Cameron's time block.
This has been mostly them saying that this is a new sound they're not used to hearing. So,
Well, I changed my notification sound so it wasn't the bell sound that freaked out the dog. Because I didn't want to freak out someone's dog while they were watching, so I changed the sound. Because they said it's mostly bell sounds that cause a problem. So no
it
bell
says
sounds.
He ate a sidewalk sandwich.
He did. There was another time where there was a foreign couple, I don't know where they were from, in Eastern Europe, let's say that, because they had that air about them. And they were obviously fighting, and they went around the corner, like into a little alley, and the husband is pushing the wife up against this brick wall. And I didn't like that. So I kind of rolled up rather fast, and I grabbed like the back of his jacket and the back of his pants knee, like behind his knee, and I just did that really quick, and that made him fall and roll on the ground. And then he got up, and because he didn't know that a werewolf did it, so he got up, and then he was quite scared by the werewolf, and he actually ran away and brought a police officer back while I was consoling the wife, but the police officer knew me, so it wasn't a problem that I threw him to the ground. And yeah, I believe he was arrested for some kind of assault and battery or whatever. Yeah. And every now and then I got to throw people out of the club. That was awesome. In a werewolf costume.
Ezekiel says, I think he soiled his trousers.
Yeah, I think it's one thing to be thrown to the ground by someone at random in a city you don't know, and then turn around and it's a werewolf. Surprise. So I feel pretty good about my generic shape here. Let's lay this down. I feel pretty good about that shape. We're going to add claws onto this, and I think I can mound this up a little higher. I think I want these toes a little bigger right here to have a double toe lumps.
Cat says, I got a jaywalking ticket in the 20s. When I went to pay it, the lady working at the ticket place asked me what the ticket was for, but she'd never seen it. A hero in werewolf's clothing. Ezekiel says, an American werewolf in America. His wife tells the story, and she gets all on the ground.
Maybe. That's possible. That was a good time. It was a good place to kind of grow up. I also got in a fist fight with a bunch of bums. That wasn't as good. I wasn't in a werewolf costume at the time, but it was back when bottles were glass, and I remember very clearly that I was hit in the back of the head with a Mountain Dew bottle. It didn't break, so I get up and I continue to fight with these bums. I enjoyed fighting back then way more than I still enjoy it, but now I don't do it. Fighting it's fun to me. It's fun. And yeah, but anyway, I was hit with this Mountain Dew bottle, and the fight continues. I was hit again in the head with the same Mountain Dew bottle. And so the second time I was hit, I kind of went down to my hands and knees, and we're right by railroad tracks, and this Mountain Dew bottle is spinning on the ground. And I'm like, oh, that bottle hit me in the head twice, and there's still three people, and they're attacking me. But I pick up the Mountain Dew bottle, and I just threw it as far as I could, because I didn't want to be hit with it again. And that's what made the most sense to me at the time. So, there you go. Those are some Alan Wolfman stories from my younger years in Orlando.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen while haunting?
So, at Skull Kingdom, I was in a room called Mosquito Hallway. And you backed into the corner, and you could climb up on the wall in the corner, and that's garbage. So I'm about 2 feet up from the floor, and there's a motion sensor that goes off with a light, and then you kind of jump down. But I have to trigger the motion sensor for it to go off. And there was this British family from England, I could tell because they were all wearing Umbro shorts. All of them. It's what they did. And so they're coming, and there's, you know, parents, a teenage boy, teenage girl, and then an elderly man at the end. And the whole way through this dark hallway, he has both of his hands on her butt and is kneading it like it's dough. And she is laughing, going, Grandpa, stop. And I was mortified. I didn't move. I didn't want them to know that I saw what it was. I was really creeped out because I could tell that he was doing it because he was in the back of the group and he could get away with it. And I was very uncomfortable. I've seen a lot of weird stuff, but that just stuck in my head right off the bat.
Tarantula's saying werewolf. Tarantula comes up with some of the cutest names.
Oh, that's
Werewolf what?
standard issue internet speak for the top
Toes.
the top of animals' feet. Those are the peats. And
Okay.
underneath, those are the beans.
Eats and beans.
Peats and beans.
She also came up with fishy delicious.
Yes.
So,
We just finished cleaning out Fishy Delicious today.
That's right. That mold is
Yes,
made.
I think you better be the kind of guy that can throw down if you really scare people.
I think you have to be able to defend yourself, you know, and aggression is something that you're familiar with and friends with.
Chauncey says he was bringing up the rear.
Oh, he sure was, man. And I was okay until she goes, Grandpa, stop. And I just like, that now it's weird. It was weird, but it wasn't that weird. Now it's weird. It has graduated into full weirdom.
Full discomfort.
Rob O'Brien says that's pretty sweet.
Thanks.
Johnny Nine Toes, we learn something new every day. Nicholas says, I was scared in part because creepy old guy.
Oh, but she was giggling. She was giggling. And that's what she didn't look uncomfortable because I could see her face and no one else could see anything because it was so dark. Especially because, you know, that was in the afternoon. They would come off of the streets basically and go through Skull Kingdom. And their eyes were adjusted to outside bright daytime. And then they come in and it's so dark in there, they couldn't see anything. But her face was completely comfortable with it and laughing. And
Finn Godwolf says, back in 1980, I won first place in a Halloween costume contest with my homemade Wolfman costume on roller skates.
Nice.
Awesome. That's cool.
How did you make the top hats in the background?
With the pattern, and I did it live one night, so go watch some of the Grave Diggers and watch some of the Grave Digger live videos and you'll see how I did it.
Dan Corson. Hello.
Dan.
Hello, Dan.
Hello, Dan. Ezekiel says them English folks. They said the bad one starts showing.
Well, I hear it.
Ghost Train. Ghost Train. Wow, so far the only weird thing I've seen at Zone Hollow, a couple who came in the trail only in their undergarments. The strangest night of my life. I'm still laughing at your story.
Yeah, we would find clothes in the show.
See, like, why, how, what?
Yeah, like I understand like walking out of a flip flop, but then you ask for the flip flop.
Right?
I should not find your shirt like in shorts. I should not find all of that in the show.
Halfway through, I don't need these anymore.
Yeah, it's like, why didn't I notice that someone came through without pants?
Oh my God, Ezekiel.
That's how I know not to read it.
I've got to ask, what are you making tonight?
It's a duck. It's a werewolf foot. It is a werewolf foot.
Hello, Rodney Poe. Realm says you have a lot of airbrush on the shelf.
So much airbrush.
I have a lot of stuff, yes. I do this for a living, so, yeah. I'm hanging out with you guys while I'm at work. That's how that do.
Scott Creighton, hello.
Hello, Scott Creighton.
Ezekiel says, bus 2 rules. Midwest Honors Convention. I'm still in rehab. Was that the one you were captain of?
I was bus number 1. I think Tater was bus 2.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Oh, dear.
Were your fingers firm?
They do feel pretty firm
Good.
in there. See if I can get them out.
These are going to be ankle bones. I'm going to do one on each side, of course. You won't really see the one on the inside, and the one on the outside is the one you'll focus on.
Chew on when the foot was the floor.
Okay, thanks.
Ben Douglas says, it's a duck. You've got to make a t-shirt with that phrase.
It's a werewolf foot. I think duck is my standard answer.
Very Beastie, hello. Probably Brian. I love your ducks. Makes me laugh every time.
Well, I don't run out of excuses to say. But also, that probably tells me that I'm not the best at explaining what I'm doing while I'm working. So right now, I'm sculpting a silk werewolf foot. There you go.
Little girl said, traded the dark hour van for a World War II duck. Ducks are dangerous.
I think ducks are fine. Geese are dangerous. Wyatt, is that your 2-hour timer?
It is. Let me get around. Alexa, stop. It says, my grandpa used to have a weird saying when we asked him a stupid question. Like, I'm watching my train set and a fish in the hole.
That's fun. No, I'm not saying that's a stupid question, but if I have a chance to mess with people, I'll take it. What?
I know what he's asking, but the question, I'm an OnlyFans just for that. You see Stacy's fingers.
Robbie says, so is that werewolf foot going on the still you showed us the other day?
Yes. Yes.
This must have been yours? Rob's? Maybe it's
I don't know. Let me see.
it's got some funk on it.
Lost some detail on these.
Yeah. I don't
So
know
I'll
if
have to
that's
do
the
a better mold. I don't like the amount of detail that we've got.
Misty Jezereski.
See how the
Had
rest
my
of them
hubby
go.
wrap my torso last night so I could make a body cast so I could start making outfits.
Awesome.
Big dog is off to bed, vacation is over, storm is coming, and I want to get some sleep before the thunder gets here and I can sleep. Good night, big dog.
There you go. Got to prep for those orders.
That's going to be awesome. Nick says we have to get you on Stan Winston teaching the horses out.
That would be amazing. That's actually one of my goals, is to teach a class through Stan Winston.
Will you add dew claws?
I'll add a claw back here on the heel. Stacey, you got comments while she's out?
Yep, I got it. Philip Earl says, I thought dew claws were only on the front, but what do I know?
There's no dew claws on the front. They're only on the back of the foot.
Enigma says if Stan Wiss doesn't work, you should make an OnlyFans account where you do the shimmy for a few hours.
Gotta recommend this.
Dan McGorison said, just finished building the barn maze today. Just props, sound, lighting left to do in there. Slowly checking things off the list one by one.
That's awesome, Dan. Glad to hear it.
Thanks, Nate says they're on the front. My bad. L. Copeland says, was there a video for the plaster bust?
Yes, there was. Not this Wednesday, but last Wednesday. It's only a week ago.
Kick-Ass says, is that going to be one mold for both legs?
Yes. Because the stilt doesn't have a right or a left either. So it's very easy for me to do that.
Had a big bubble in the tip.
Oh, it didn't get all the
Did not get all
resin
the
down in there. Does it look like the detail is there or no?
Not on the top, for sure.
Then, yeah, don't worry about it. We tried an experiment with the fingers, and I just wanted to see if it would work. It didn't, so we'll do it the right way.
Well, it's hard to say. Really, the only part, like, it cuts off before the part where it's showing definition on the nail, really.
Mm-hmm.
Try the third one. Hill Copeland says, that bust. I was thinking torso bust. Gregory Haynes says, dew claws are only on the front feet, guys.
Oh, yes. But they're on the back of the foot.
Kick-Ass says, how do you attach them to the stilts?
They will be Velcro.
Cameron Steinblock says, I'm back. Couldn't sleep.
Hooray. Glad to have you with us. Sorry about your insomnia.
Miss Teacher, he says, we have to replace our mailbox post, but hubby wants to use the expanding phone. I told him to pick up 2 for me so I can fill the body for him.
Great.
Masato K says, I want chicken leg stilts.
Yeah. I made the only pair of chicken stilts that I made. I did a set like that, and we did Baba Yaga's hut.
Yes!
The top part of the costume was just like a reed fence cage, basically, that went and then it had a roof on it. And you could see right through the reeds. It was Baba Yaga's hut.
That's delightful. I like that a lot, actually. I was going to say, like, yeah, we should do chicken leg stilts, but only if I can wear a house skirt. Like, 1980 says, fastest way to make a live cast. Find mud, do a belly flop. Carefully get up, add plaster.
Oh.
Masato says, nice. Ezekiel says, they're a different style. They are a different style of stilts to the ones you used to sell at Transworld?
Yes, this is these are jumping stilts. The back on them is a spring, basically. That is it's more like a leaf spring, and they're nice.
Johnny Nine Toes says, at the point of adding fur to my werewolf.
Sweet. It's all fun and games. You got it for a werewolf.
Jerry Collins says, are you going to put claws on it?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't do a werewolf without claws. That's like penguin without flippers. Penguins.
Amputee penguins, it's terrible. Johnny Nine Toes asks, where does Alan get his hair?
From JSB Hair in Atlanta, Georgia. JBS or JSB, one of those.
Yeah, I think this one, the struggle there was that
The resin?
got folds in the silicone.
Yep, these didn't work. We'll just chuck these. These just don't have enough detail.
Also, we didn't have pouring resin, so we tried to use the
we'll-
brush
we'll
in.
do- We'll do good gel 10 silicone molds here eventually.
Ended up with a fingertip that did not get full of resin at all. This one did manage to get it all the way full, with the exception of a little
Yeah.
teeny tiny bubble red cloud. Womp womp. You want me to pitch them, the molds?
Yep. Okay, we're getting there, guys. Our shaping is good.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm gonna do some smoothing.
Philip Earl says, in all fairness, there are some breeds of dog that have a dew claw on the back legs, but not the wolf. Typically, St. Bernard, Briard are breeds that have them.
So do Great Pyrenees, which is what I have. And some of them have, Cheney and Boris both have double dew claws, and Bella does not.
Justin Rudy says, this mold is getting the best of me. Just got all the teeth out and most of the clay out, but I need to clean and power wash some more. Part of the eyes and nose chipped off, though, from pulling teeth.
Oh. What kind of, you use Hydrocal, right? Justin?
Scott Creighton says, Monster Makers does a latex mask paint. Is that ready to go, or do I still need to include the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 mix?
Theirs is ready to go. So in about 2 weeks, honest this time, I should have my latex mask paint ready for sale. We have sculpting tools that we're making in-house. Those are almost ready to go and sell. Our stencils are just about ready to go and sell. I'll be launching Beast Effects here very soon, and I'll have latex mask paint. Of course, we have the half mask head forms, and we have the sculpting stands, so I'll have a lot of things coming up very soon on the website.
John C. says, wolves do not have rear dew claws. Wolf-dog hybrids have them, so their two middle toes are larger, or longer. Thank you for the link for the plaster head form bust, Scott Colbert. Masato K says, how will you attack this mold?
I'm splitting it pretty much right down the center of one of these toes. No, I split them this way. Its front half is this, and it comes off this way, and then the back half is two halves that have to go around this piece here. So it's a 3-piece mold.
Justin Rudy says, correct. Hydrocal?
Yeah.
Johnny Nine Toes says, can you explain the difference between contact cement and clear silicone when adding air?
Yeah, contact cement, you have to apply it to both sides, wait for it to dry, and then put it together. And it takes a long time, and it's a pain in the butt. And clear silicone, you spooge it out of the tube, you spooge it on the head, you press the hair in it, an hour later you're done. But it's all the way cured. But it's thick enough, it doesn't run and cause a problem. So I much prefer the clear silicone caulk.
Kickass says, last time I made a sculpture was in grade 10, and I made Cousin It from Adam's Family. It took 10 minutes. Needless to say, I didn't get a good mark on it.
Yeah, that you did not.
Justin Rudy says, the nose I can fix, it's the eyes I'm worried about.
Everything can be fixed.
Next thing he says, how many times will Stacy give Alan a finger?
3.
Just those 3. Enigma says, please sell some PTM with still effects.
You and that prosthetic transfer material. If that's a possibility.
Masato K says, damn, I want to see that mold.
You will. I mean, I don't hide much.
Great One asks, do you make copyright characters?
I do dabble in illegal work sometimes. Not very often. I don't like to do it. But, and if someone else makes it, then I just pass that person, whoever wants it, off to them. I am making some Masters of the Universe masks because I want me and my friends to wear them at a convention. So I do some, but I prefer not to. This year has caused a change in my normal business game plan. Before I would have said no, I don't. But I do make some.
Scott Creighton says, sweet, maybe I'll hold out to get some paint from you, Alan.
You can wait a few weeks.
Johnny Nine Toes says, it's a great time-saving tip for the hair.
Oh, it really is, man. It's so much easier.
Ezekiel says, the clear silicone. What number is it again, please?
See, you can, for hair, you can do number 1 or 2. But if you're going to make the silicone molds the way I did it in the video, you got to use silicone number 1 only. So I normally just buy silicone 1 so that I don't have to worry about what kind I'm using later.
Rob O'Brien says dabble in the dark arts. Philip Earl says a homage to the copycat characters.
Yeah. Now, am I going to make a like Exorcist? Probably not. That's not something that you can find those all over, and there's good ones.
Enigma says, please do it for next stimulus.
But if you want a Hordak, you know, there's really not a lot of those out there. So I'm going to make me a Hordak.
Philip Earl says Pumpkinhead.
I do like Pumpkinhead, but there's some good Pumpkinheads out there already, so I wouldn't do a Pumpkinhead. So to be fair, okay, no, maybe I would do a Pumpkinhead because there's not a lot of good, but I would do a full Pumpkinhead costume.
Ezekiel says, I just got an Exorcist from Scott Lake. Very cool.
Yeah.
Kickass says, when did you start sculpting?
Right about 7:30. The first sculpture that I did was probably 1995, let's say.
Jester already says, quick question. I put both halves together and I'm seeing some light in spots. What's the best way as far as the seam goes? Thick latex on the walls or clay the outside of the mold along the wall?
That, or right now, just put some plaster right there in that seam, Vaseline one side of the mold wall, put plaster in between the two, the wet plaster, let that cure up, and then it should crack right back apart because one side has Vaseline, but it's stuck to the other side, so you just fix your seam.
Dirty Santa says, what size containers are you going to sell your paint in?
I believe it is 2 ounce, 4 ounce, and 16 ounce for the basing colors.
I think we're skipping the 4 ounce, or the 2 ounce, just 4 ounce, 16
Oh, yeah.
ounce, and the 1 ounce touch-up.
Right now, 4 ounce and 16 ounce, and we'll have a multi-pack, 6-pack that is 1 ounce, so that people can touch up mass paint jobs and stuff.
L. Copeland says, Alan, I didn't see one at Home Depot. They said like advanced and something else, no numbers.
Then go to Lowe's.
Bill Burrows says, that would be awesome. Pumpkinhead full character. Realm says, how much is the paint?
I don't have a final price yet, I'm sorry.
Scott Creighton says, will those paints need to be watered down at all?
No, you can do thin them with distilled water, but you don't have to.
John C. says, Home Depot always has, hard to find one, mostly empty box number 1.
Yeah, just get it, go to Lowe's, go to a different hardware store. One is the good stuff.
Ghost Train Production says, make an evil possessed ice cream cone mask. That would be weird to see it come to life. I mean,
Yeah.
Tarantula says, all right, my sick butt is going back to bed. Night, everybody. Thanks for the stream.
Okay, so right now I have the knee up here. That comes down into this. I gotta clean this up a little bit back here just so it's cleaner. And I'll do that later.
Rest up, Tarantula. Feel better.
Yeah, rest up.
Horror Beauty's got a video going up on rigid collodion.
Hooray! I love that stuff.
Chad Smith says, I'm going to mold the facial appliance I was talking to you about. Should I spray the latex appliance with any type of release? I'm guessing no.
No.
Horror Beauty says it is fun stuff.
Yeah, some of the best scars are with rigid collodion.
Tarantula says, thanks guys. Heart. Yeah, who among us hasn't lost at least a little chunk of eyebrow to rigid collodion at some point? Ezekiel says a rigid collodion sounds like a procedure involving your rear. Please enlighten me on it. Well, y'all are going to have to check out Horror Beauty's channel. She's going to see that,
She's going to inform you
know what it is.
about the rigidity of your collodion.
Kim Castro says, when you made your skull foam mask, what kind of foam was it?
It was Loctite foam. The kind that is in the picture on the video.
Masato K says, Horror Beauty's channel is awesome. Justin Rudy says, it's not as bad as it sounds. I bet if you see it in person, you'd be like, that's fine, and you'd probably fix it in 20 minutes. It's gonna work. I put too much effort and time into it for it not to.
Yeah, it's fixable.
Masato K says, who makes your hats?
Okay. Leslie is someone that we work with at Dark Hour, and she wanted to start making hats for actor costumes, and they, people like them. It's a character piece that's kind of hard to find.
Unless he meant the EVA foam hats back there.
Do you mean the EVA foam hats that are behind me? But I haven't shown them in a while.
Johnny Nine Toes says, when I was a kid, my sister threw a spoon at me and took a chunk out of my skin above my right eye.
Sweet.
Ghost Impressions asked, will the stilts ruin the latex over time?
No. Well, I mean, there's going to be some rubbing. There's going to be some wear. That just happens. So, a little, I guess. Ruin is a very strong word. There's going to be wear and tear. That'll happen.
Horror Beauty says, is there a different type of Loctite foam?
Yes, but they both work the same. Would you grab that can and
Yeah.
tell me what that says?
This is window and door.
Yeah, this is window and door. That's exactly what this is. The exact can I use. Loctite foam, window and door.
Masato says, the hats are awesome.
4 times more density. Than great stuff.
Chad Smith says, been crazy busy tonight. I was just able to jump on. The leg looks awesome.
Hey.
And John C says, when will Horror Beauty do Tutorial Tuesdays?
Well,
Realm says, if you get a chance, you don't have to. Can you show the airbrush hookup, please? If you can't, it's
Well,
fine.
I
Don't
don't-
want to be too much trouble.
I don't have the same kind of compressor as you. I don't know what kind of compressor you have. So it wouldn't do you any good to see my setup because our compressors are different. It looks like 2 things that screw together.
1980 says, a weird movie idea. Parasite clowns. A meteor lands on Earth and red noses with insect-type legs crawl out. The nose is attached to the host and a symbiote clown envelops the victim. Turn it.
That is a great idea. You lost me at clowns.
Connie Pierce says, I thought Stacy made the hats and headdresses until THC and Leslie educated me.
No. And we're pretty clear about that. I mean, Stacy's headdresses and Leslie is hats. And I had a sit down and said, listen, you guys, there's a weird bit of overlap, but as long as Stacy, you never start making hats, and Leslie, you don't start making headdresses, we're good. I don't want there to be fighting. So, yes, there is a difference, and I will not. I don't let them go into each other's territory.
But we can collab.
Yeah, they can work together on something, sure, but no.
Cameron Steinblock says, I'm also making a spell book out of an old Harry Potter book.
Cool.
Ghost Tram Production says, ah, Loctite, good for everything.
Really is. It's good stuff.
Kim Castro said, thanks, you do awesome work. Love watching your channel.
Hey, thank you.
Johnny Nanto says, just went to JBS Hair, no prices?
Well, that's an industrial site where you have, because I'm a business, I buy business to business. What you might have to do is find out who they sell through and then find the distributor near you. But just buy hair weave hair from the wig shop. That's all it is.
Justin Rudy says, you told me to foam fill in layers. Mind explaining that?
Yeah, do one layer, wait for it to cure up, then do another layer. If you watch my foam filling latex mask video, the most recent one that I did, I'm filling a mask with Loctite foam and I do it in layers. So I've done a video on it. Okay. Now I gotta get 4 claws that are the same done here.
Enigma says, if you had to sculpt an original clown style, what would you do to revamp the clown?
I think you're beating a dead horse. I don't have to. I can say no. No, I wouldn't do anything to revamp the clown. I'm sick of them. I don't want to see a revamped clown that's still a clown. No. I refuse.
Best Biker says, does Stacy have a Facebook page for their headdresses? I do.
It is not Facebook page?
Yes, I do have a Facebook page.
Oh, what's it
I have an
called?
artist Facebook page.
Oh,
I'm Stacy
yeah.
Hawkins on Facebook.
You should post a link.
I will, but I believe it's just facebook.com/do something scary, I believe is my Facebook page.
She'll send you a link.
I will post a link here in a mo. And Godwolf says, when using FX brand flexible acrylic paint instead of latex indoor paint, do I still need to mixture 1/3 latex, 1/3 water ratio for latex mask painting?
If it's a flexible paint and you think it has enough stretch, then no. I don't use that, so I can't give you a lot of advice on it. I can only really give you advice on what I use.
Chad Smith says, will the parts of the stilt that aren't covered by the foot be painted black?
Well, this is black. The back beam is normally black. So that will be that way. And all of this will be fur. We fur from here down to here. All of this is fur.
Miss Vicker says, no means no. Rob O'Brien says, a dead horse clown. Zeke says,
clown.
I asked yesterday how long it would be before the creepers spun in a clown mask. 1980 says, a Krampus clown hybrid.
There may come a time when I need enough money, or like, okay, I'll do clowns. But that time has not come. Right now, I can still get by on beans and rice. I'm a happy man.
Anyway, says, and post art on Instagrams. Harry BC said, did you start distributing hair along with tool, busts, and paints? Just a thought.
I guess I could.
Beth Spiker says, a clown/Bigfoot hybrid.
No! No! Leave your clowns out of my Bigfoot. Bigfoot's cool. You don't see him in haunts a lot.
Zeke says, just do one and bury it. Chuck it off the roof and all the other recommendations from Cobwebs.
Wife, are you back on it?
I am.
All right.
Stacy,
Yep, no problem.
I had to put a pizza in there.
Thank God. I'm starving.
I thought you were going to be hungry. Where did we finish, Stacy?
Stacy, would you
We-
get that very important tool away from?
Yes, I will. Hey, yep.
She is honking it down. Thank you.
We got to the day a Sasquatch has a squirting flower. Yep, that sounds like 2020.
Bigfoot cool, clown's bad. Clown Wendigo, says Enigma. Chad Smith says, the only way I could see a fresh clown is if he was totally fed up with being a clown and just hates life and everyone, even himself for being a clown.
So he stops being a clown, and then he's not a clown, and then he's way cooler.
People are watching.
Hello, 105 people. I'm making me some werewolf toes.
Okay, there you go, guys. There is the link to my artist Facebook page. Finn Godwolf says, Alan, will you show us the Bigfoot fact that Stacy got you for your birthday?
Yes, but I'd have to go over the house.
Sorry, jumped back in there.
You can show the hat. Did they see your hat? You're gone squatching.
Oh, my hat is actually by the sink, Stacy. Let's grab it.
Stephen Bishop says, monsters, not pumpkins.
Yeah.
On squatching.
Yeah. It is in subtle colors, like my personality.
From Mena, Arkansas. Mine is blue. Slightly
Okay.
more so.
I am reaching the point where I actually need some reference.
Thank you, Scott Colhart, for sharing my headdress this week.
How did you pet? Oh, no. It's 1980. Wait.
Yep.
Okay. Ben Godwin says, cool cat. Nice gift, Stacy. 1980 is telling us a joke. Did Geppetto know that Pinocchio had been huffing the paint thinner? He had a blank look on his face. And we're pressing on. Stephen Bishop says, so now you have to do a Sasquatch call, Alan. Now that you have to have. John C. says, it's time for Bigfoot. Just look at your Sasquatch. There's a Bigfoot museum near there. I wanted to stop, but the hubby said no. He was driving, says Misty.
Misty, that's where we got it. We got it from the Bigfoot Museum. It is not much of a museum, but it was fun.
Wife, story time.
Oh, hell.
Story time.
Story time.
How long?
And you're gonna tell Jonesy's story.
Oh, okay.
How much time do I have?
Minute and a half.
Minute and a half.
2 minutes.
Swiftly, quickly, like bunny.
Jonesy's story.
Okay. Okay, so story of Jonesy. Jonesy is our ginger tabby, and he is almost 2 years old now. And if you've ever seen the Aliens movie, then you know who Jonesy is, the cat that survives. And anyway, it was haunt season 2018. 18, so he'll be 2 this fall. It's a haunt night, and it was a night that I was not working. And one of our set designers and the production crew, Mike Square, found a tiny, sick, emaciated kitten in a drainage ditch. And so it's Saturday, he's heading to the show, and he has a kitten. He found a kitten. And what does he do? He brings the kitten to the show. And as you can imagine, all productivity, focus, intention of any kind on a show night now goes out the door. So if you have ever worked a haunt, you know that the time leading up can be chaotic because makeup, people are running late, getting in a costume. If you do a home haunt or anything like that before you're supposed to try to be ready for people as you're watching the sun go down, you know that there is a hustle. And I'm here to tell you, nothing will bring productivity to a screeching halt like a kitten. A sick, thin, tiny little kitten. So he brings the kitten up there because that's what you do. and he didn't want to be late, so we just brought the kitten. Of course, everybody was fawning and having a fit. And I get a phone call, and I'm home. And Alan says, please come get this kitten. Because I can't get anybody to get into costume. I can't get anybody to get into makeup. No one will obey and pay attention to what I'm saying and get ready for a show. We have a show in 90 minutes, and I cannot get anybody ready because there's a kitten here. So please come get this kitten and find it a home, please. And I said, let's be clear. If I come get that kitten, he has a home. So don't ask me to come get this kitten and then toss it somewhere. Have you met me? If I come get this kitten, we have a kitten. And he just waited, beat. He said, just come get the kitten. So I'm thrilled. Hooray! We get a new kitten. And I'm stopping by Walmart and picking up a little litter pan and kitten food and, all the things that you're going to need for this kitten. And I go, and sure enough, no one is in costume. No one is in makeup. No one is doing anything but having a fit over this kitten. So they bring me the kitten. Of course, I immediately fall in love with it. And it is a tiny, sick little thing. And he was in pretty bad shape, but I got him home and immediately started getting him doctored up as best I could, and it took about...
Susan Attai says kittens rule.
Kittens rule, man.
They do.
I can't do math. Puppies
Rob
do.
O'Brien says he loves Jonesy.
Puppies rule too, guys. Bunnies, ferrets, a fennec fox. It doesn't take anything. If you brought me an armadillo, I'd get a little crazy about an armadillo. It's ridiculous. I have no power. But a ginger kitten, God, why? So,
It's a sexy video.
Alan,
I got my wife on screen and werewolf feet in the background.
Alan came home about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, which he does, and there was that kitten. He just rolled his eyes, and I was like, "It's Jonesy." So Jonesy is now a almost 2-year-old. He's a beautiful boy. He loves the pups. And so, yeah, if I didn't love Aliens enough and the Alien trilogy and Sigourney Weaver, now I really want to do a cosplay. And I don't do cosplay, guys. I'm not cool. Stacy's cool. I am not cool. But I would with Jonesy. That's cool. So anyway, that's how we brought Jonesy home. Jonesy the kitten. He's my boy. He's my boy.
So,
He's my little boy.
see those splayed toes right there? Those are right out. Like, you can't do those. Will rip right off. Just your material strength. You could probably do that for like a film, but in a house setting or an actor setting, they're just going to get stuck on, they're going to hit on things. I'm looking for some real big claws. That's kind of nice.
Johnny Duncan says, my friend has a baby raccoon. Yes. Too smart for their own good. Missy gets arrested. She was a witch in the cursed Scottish play. At an outdoor theater, and a stray black kitten came on stage and followed the witches around. The audience just wanted to know how we trained the cat. Misty, did you take the kitten home?
I was gonna say.
Who took the kitten home? Because you sent him to me. John C. After cryo sleep, Jonesy became 60 years old. Hey, Joseph Creations. He wants to know what you're making tonight.
I'm making werewolf feet.
Dan McCorsick. A chupacabra costume would be interesting, or a hybrid cross of one with some other animal. A large one on stilts would be awesome. Just an idea.
A hybrid what now?
A hybrid chupacabra.
I've made a chupacabra costume. I've made a couple before.
Displayed toes look like golems, says 1980.
I could see that, yes.
Joseph Creation says, I loved having a pet raccoon when I was younger. Misty says the director of Dawson's Creek. Yay!
My dad had pet raccoons growing up.
Boy, they're smart. I took a raccoon, baby raccoon rescue class. Oh. And they're smart, guys. I'm pretty sure figure out your PIN number and use your card.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
Steal your
super
car.
smart. It's the same thing though, you know, if I found a, it's amazing you have this few dogs and cats as you do. Oh, Justin Rudy, rapid fire questions.
I'm ready.
It's my favorite part of the night. Justin, I have it on live chat. I am ready for you. Do it, Justin. I love Justin Rudy rapid fire questions.
Me too.
Yeah. You never know what's coming. Thank you, Scott. Scott take the or posted the link to the clear body tips. Number 1. You could only make different styles of one character for the rest of your life. What would you choose? You could only make different styles of one character for the rest of your life. What do you choose?
Goblins. Because they're smaller, they could work for boys and girls. And there's a lot of variety in your goblin flavors. Goblin flavors.
Joseph, I should say no.
You know what? I would, but there's so many other people who already make werewolf stuff. I would make goblin stuff. And maybe I could make a goblin that was bitten by a werewolf.
Weird goblin.
Number
Yeah.
2, what is your least favorite film?
Platy possum. Platy possum.
Oh, and it righteously earned it too.
It is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Good night, Jerry Collins.
I am angry that it was made.
Beth says, I brought a poor puppy home from Stillwell Manor so I could find him a good home. Well, I did. Fine. I love my mouse. Number 3, best to worst. Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Candyman, Jaws, Friday the 13th. Worst to best.
Worst to best.
Worst to best. Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Candyman, Jaws, Friday the 13th. What's the worst?
Friday the 13th is the worst. I'm talking first movie of the series only. We're not doing body of work business.
Channing.
So,
Yet.
first movie only. Friday the 13th is the worst. Then I would go Jaws.
What?
In that grouping,
I mean, there's
for
only
that
three.
style of movie,
I may have to read.
Jaws is a great movie. Then I would go Candyman, and then I would go Nightmare on Elm Street, right? I haven't missed any, right? Oh,
Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween,
Okay.
Candyman, Jaws, Friday the 13th. So worst
Friday the
to best.
13th is the worst. Halloween is almost the worst. Jaws is above that.
I have to go.
And then Nightmare on Elm Street. I think I got them all. As far as first film, the first movie in the series.
Northern Light says the kids are having a ball.
Yeah, this is
It's a rampage.
lots of fighting in it.
Joseph Creation says, I don't even want to know what Platypossum is about.
Exactly what we think it is.
It was-
Misty
yeah.
Jezereski says, I had 2 baby possums. My mom was killed, and at the time I worked at the state park, and I kept them at home, but at work I kept them at the visitor center for the public to see. What is the best werewolf movie? That is not a Justin Rudy question, that's just a question.
Okay, well, now I might like a movie the best, but its werewolf isn't the best. And this is, I mean, you're asking me some unpopular questions
The
here.
best movie
Um,
werewolf.
Best movie werewolf.
Correct, not werewolf movie, the best
Oh,
movie werewolf.
in that case, then it is Full Moon. The werewolf in Full Moon is exquisite. I also really like the werewolf in the movie Cursed. Cursed. The movie is terrible, but the werewolf is good.
Justin Rudy. Number 4, would you rather not be able to make monsters for 2 years or have to go to the dentist 3 days a week for 6 months?
Not make a monster for 2 years. because I'm just thinking the inconvenience of it.
Okay, this is a side question. Do werewolves have dew claws?
We've already discussed this, and normally the answer is no. That has come up this evening.
Newman Brown says, I love the first Jeepers Creepers that went off the rails. Side
Well,
says, my
talk-
favorite-
Nightmare on Elm Street went off the rails, like big time went off the rails. Like, look, there's rails.
Army of Darkness. Hey, that's enough.
Bella is the smallest, but she will not back down in the least from these boys.
Justin Ruby, number 5, your favorite mask judged simply because of its name alone. Your favorite mask judged simply because of its name alone.
Snow Beast.
Good night, Misty. Good night, Misty. Sato says Phantasm was pretty good and then it went downhill. All right, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, there were aliens and stuff. Phantasm was kind of weird.
In the kitchen when I was getting some stuff out of the fridge, a container that had boiled eggs, 3 boiled eggs in it, fell out and fell on the floor. The boiled eggs were quickly dispersed. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get gassed tonight.
Oh, no.
Just for them.
Dog farts and egg farts
The worst.
The worst.
Ah, Gregory is still on. That's good. You're getting to watch your stuff.
Them feet, yo.
Leave him be, Bella.
She's vicious, isn't she?
She's like, I just need to bite everyone's face is all.
I want you to hold me, but I'm going to fight them.
Oh, you're so big. I want you to be a lap dog, but you're gigantic.
Bigfoot in the southwestern PA, is that Philadelphia?
PA, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, PA, is known as the Dust Man.
Okay.
His friends just call him Dusty.
Rome says, I still have not painted the mask. I want to, but I'm nervous and I don't know what I want to do with it. I'm going to put horns on it for sure.
Well, to be honest, I don't know what you want to do with it either. Or else I would help you.
1980 says, still Stinkor for Stacy.
Still Stinkor.
Stinkor on Stacy.
Very tall Stinkor.
Hey. That's a lot of snap.
Okay, now I gotta find my favorite little sculpting tool.
Johnny Nine Toes. I don't understand why Halloween fans buy so many of the same masks. Crap.
Tell us
See,
how you
I was
really
glad that nobody asked me to elaborate on those.
Yeah.
Realm said, I'm thinking of doing Krampus like you, because I love it so much.
Krampus is good. Oh, there it is.
How do you plan on molding these?
There'll be a 3-piece mold. The front of it will be 1 piece, and that'll come off straight. And then there'll be a seam down the side and around the edge.
Have you ever made a Jersey Devil costume for anyone?
I have not. That is uncharted territory for Mr. Hobbs. I made some Mothman costumes. I've done several of those.
Good night, Masato. What would you call your favorite wrinkling tool that you have made with Q-tips?
What do I call it?
What do you call it?
I haven't really named it.
the MFT, my favorite tool.
Yeah, it's just a good tool.
That's cool.
Dogs are putting on a show right now, let me tell you.
Cameron Steinblock. I tried to make a skull topper for a bottle, but it ended up looking like a blob with holes in it, so I just made a spear to go on top.
Okay.
Justin-
Practice, practice, practice.
Justin Moody, live stream or posted video on the molding process maybe. I'm curious on how a 3-part mold is done.
Well, this is a 3-part mold because there has to be stuff that sticks out of it. You know?
Nancy Major says that you should call that tool the hops over thruster.
Over thrusted. Sounds dirty.
97 people are watching.
That hops, he's an over thruster.
Hi, 97 people.
Well, I thought I was thrusting the right amount.
They were so tiny once.
I know, they were
Remember?
little bitty.
Remember how little they were?
Now they are big, big, large.
They were so tiny. They're such little fuzz sausages. Now. Little girl says you can call it the Henry Lincoln.
No.
1980 says you're not a buckaroo bonsai fan.
I like buckaroo bonsai.
Okay, that's another reference. I think they're getting a show to do with doggos.
Yeah, they are.
Pups will be, they'll be 9 months old on next Saturday. Nine months old. Still growing. Still growing. Not done.
Yeah, I'm looking at you while petting it.
Still growing.
There's what you're doing.
Okay.
Let's see.
You can only barely get through that.
Oh, no, that may not last.
So will this be a thing we need to sew a sleeve of fur
Yep.
for? Fun.
Yeah, we'll put a fake leg in here. Alright? And then we will pattern it with tape. And then we'll flatten out that pattern and that's our fabric.
Rome says, I love the box of chip brushes from Harbor Freight.
Yep, they're pretty awesome. I go through a lot of chip brushes.
All of them forever.
Susan Ty, the werewolf leg and foot looks spot on.
Hey, thank you.
Mr. Rudy, the nose part that broke off clean it, fits right back on. What would you recommend for adhesive to put it back on? By brushing a layer of plaster over the remaining crack.
I would honestly drill into both of them a little bit if it's big enough and pin it and then use a CA glue.
Gregory Haynes says, those are serious claws.
Yes, sir. It's a serious werewolf.
Enigma, when you're not in the shop, what do you like, music or are you a silence type reporter?
Audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks if I'm alone and I'm not live. Or I throw on a horror movie.
Gotta say, Alan, you have a great family. Whenever I mention my love of monsters, I get the eye roll. Lucky me.
Well, I married correctly. And I won the wife lottery. Now, you may be younger, and you did not choose your family you live with right now. That just means when you get older, make sure you make good choices.
Rodney Pope says, I'd love to know who guns down these lives. Crazy, there's always one. No.
Hard to say.
Alan's wants you to know that one of the clauses come
I know.
Okay.
from. Rachel says, these look great. I had to step away and run to the drugstore for sunburn relief. Both kids are blistered after a day.
Oh, no.
Johnny
They made good
Ninetos
choices.
says he's 51. He's the one who said that you were lucky that your family isn't. 1980, The Wizard of Oz on stilts. That could be the lion's lair. The Wizard of Oz on stilts. That could be the lion's lair.
Yes, I suppose. If sure.
Come on.
Any creature with claws and a digitigrade back leg, sure.
Definitely have music in the background when I eat the shops and plastic. Thank you, Philip. Mike's running Woodworks, because I'm late as always. Looks killer.
Hey, thanks, man.
Ghost Train, run faster, I hear Howard. John C. says, I help you sculpt the rear digit, but I don't do claws. 1980 says, imagine the movie Slippers.
Did he say he doesn't do claws?
Don't think he does. Yeah, them jokes.
Jokes. He's got jokes.
Boy, this takes me back to making freaking tauntaun feet for Disney. Except they were much, much larger.
Is that the one that
Fell out of
Fell out
the
the
kitchen.
window?
Yeah. I thought somebody stole it.
Does
Mike.
it shot on? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Mike.
The rag.
Mike's Haunted Woodworks. How was last weekend's event for Stilties? I got me some killer art candy.
My understanding is that for the people there, the sales were about what we expected. Not quite as good as last year, but it was a year with a pandemic, so I fully understand.
Hey, Dirk and Brecken, Q and Misty say hi. Hi guys.
Hey, Q and Misty.
Q and Misty. Alan, did one of those claws come loose?
Yep, one did.
Sorry. You just need a hug.
What happened here? Okay, 1980, I'll read this for you. I thought this was going to be low on the list for Alan's good sculpts, but it's clawing its way up. Hey, Chad Smith. Again, my lack of experience is blocking me. I can't see how you're going to mold this. I'm really interested to see how you're going to do it.
You mold the front half of it like this. So it's a two-piece mold. Well, think of it as a two-piece mold at first. All right. So this is the front half, and this comes right off this way. Boom. Back here, I'm going to do a two-piece mold. So my mold wall is here, and my mold wall is back here. And this back half comes off this way. Duh. Duh.
Chauncey, are you allowed to show the Tauntaun photo, or is it private? You don't have a Tauntaun photo.
I do. I have like two. That's it. I have two pictures of me working on a tauntaun.
Does the toe division run a bit too high? Asked Gregory. Does the toe division run a bit too high?
It does run high. It just adds some visual interest, and I'll tone all this down as the sculpt moves forward.
Can we see you mold this?
Yeah. I don't show you stuff that I've done a lot, so I'll show you guys this. I mean, I don't hide anything. Bella, don't eat that.
She eating the table.
She's eating the table. Stop her from eating the table.
Table. Is there any device you can buy or make to hold molds for dwelling and flooring, lifting full molds to drain them, or paint at times? By the way, I took your advice to heart and I bought a little lifting brush.
Good. I mean, it's you have to just design something. You know how you make molds, and you have to do it. There's no product on the market ready to go to angle and work on your molds. You've got to do it.
Chad says, but tables are delicious. How hard are those to still walk in?
They're not that bad. They're hard to stay still. Walking and moving is fine. Walking and moving is easier. I love these for parades. I don't like them for working inside of a haunt.
Those are the metal tarsal tendons straight through.
They could be. But I'm going to look at some images and figure out what it do.
It's gotta be pretty covered in fur.
No, the fur is going to taper out up here. So this part is out.
Mike's on a woodwork said, I just noticed that these are digistilts. Hooray. Is it going to be latex?
Yeah.
Ben Godwin, Alan, a substitute for an audiobook. Check out Dixie Cryptid on YouTube. He's got some great true Sasquatch stories. I think you'll like them.
Cool. I will check it out. So I'm just adding some reinforcement pieces in here because I don't want the claws to come off. Push those in, leaves a little wound, and then I just hide that wound, and then I have a skeletal structure inside of the claw.
Johnny Naito says, also dog man encounters on YouTube.
Okay, dog
I
man.
think you might like this. Are you using pins, Alan?
I'm using pins, but I'm making my pins out of popsicle sticks.
If there was a way to put handles on molds like a bucket easier to lift and pour, that would be a money-making idea on a swivel you bought and buried in the plastic.
Just put a handle on it. I mean, you can do that. Just throw a handle on it.
That was the pizza.
Yes. Go, go, go.
How much longer do you want?
Probably 20 more minutes. We'll spend that much time cooling. Okay. All right. So,
Dog man.
yes.
Gregory Haynes asked, are you using pins, Alan?
Yes, I am. I use popsicle sticks instead of pins.
He says, if there was a way to put handles on molds like a bucket, easier to lift.
I covered that one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just add hands, man. You can do it.
Chad Smith says it'd be kind of cool to cast the claws in resin. That way that when the actor moves around, you can hear them clacking on the ground like when dogs walk on tile floors. Probably not super safe.
Well, and also you're adding a glue point down there that I don't think it would hold up.
Scott Coulthard asks, will you flock the legs?
It's possible. I mean, I don't want to go crazy and flock everything. I don't know a ton about flocking long term. I actually just bought some different glue to use as my background flocking glue. So we'll see.
And he says, or maybe a little Tupperware, or maybe you could solder a little mini vacuum to spit it back into the latex jug, probably.
Say that again slower.
Or maybe a little Tupperware, or maybe you could solder a little mini vacuum to spit it back into the latex jug, probably.
Oh, well, you can, but you're going to have to tip and drain your mold at some point in time. What I have seen done is I've seen a whole table where you pull a pin out of the table and the mold is strapped into the table. You pull a pin out and you tip that all down. But, you know, you almost have to build the rig for the mold. Because every mold is different. Okay, so maybe they're a little high, but if you look at this, yeah, they stop about 3/4 of the way up the foot, the toe separation. So I'll fill in up a little bit.
Bill Bachelor says, hello, will Goat Week become a regular thing like Shark Week on Discovery?
I may do a goat week at the same time next year. I have a goat mold. I could make some fun goat stuff.
Plaster Ninja says, I saw Peter, you definitely scrolled past him.
Yes.
Johnny Nine Toes says, any vids you cover flocking?
I may do a video on flocking, straight up on flocking, but I've done it on several live videos, so you guys have certainly already been able to see the process.
Nice Navy says, I know adding a handle is an idea. I was thinking of anchor that is set into the mold. In concrete, you use Burke lift points, steel devices added in the concrete.
Sure.
Joseph W. Creation says, it's probably best not to go flock everything.
Yeah,
John C. says, King Peter Road is on the left.
I believe you.
Ezekiel says, what's the best glue for vinyl masks? I got given a few, and they're awful, but I could definitely modify them to be useful.
Honestly, I don't even know. I don't know if contact cement will attach it because vinyl is a different animal altogether. You might even try heating it and plastic welding them. Also, look up, Google, there's a chart, glue this to that, and see if vinyl is on that chart. I'm not a huge fan of vinyl, so for a mask making material.
John C. says, Plastic Ninja senses King Peter Road telepathically.
He does. He honed right in on that.
Johnny Nine Toes says, for flock's sake.
Ooh.
1980 says, I think CA is the only glue that sticks. Gregory Haynes says, that looks great. Scott Creighton says, go cash it in. Thank you, Alan, Shannon, Stacy. Good night, Creeper family.
Good night, guys. Good night, Scott.
And Ava says, I was super impressed by your room.
What, room?
Oh, maybe he's talking to Ezekiel.
Oh. Yeah, sometimes you go a little crazy. You got to calm it down.
Justin Rudy says, what's the best thing to use to save latex from eating itself from skin oils if they have been or are often worn?
Clean it afterwards with alcohol and then a very mild soap.
Corby says, who asked the vinyl question? HH66 glue and Loctite is the vinyl glue.
Ezekiel asked the vinyl question.
And today he says, well, Loctite vinyl adhesive is a product. Ronnie Cope said, appreciate you confirming. I had to write airbrush.
Oh, no problem, man.
Rachel Powell says, this to that says 3M80 for vinyl.
Okay. That's the green can.
Johnny Nine Toes says, looks awesome. Gotta go make stuff.
Yeah, go make stuff.
Ezekiel says, I have new pictures in my room. I'll post them soon. I had to order some more heads. For some reason, I've been the dumping ground of masks lately.
We've been giving you stuff. Okay, now I'm going to do some detail work over here on the side. That's a good reference I got up there.
Cora Beauty says, those toenails, though, oh well, looking good. 1980 says, how much will that cost? Like, an arm?
Arm and a leg.
Enigma says, can you use alcohol makeup on latex and silicone to paint it or accent it?
You can, yes. It's very expensive, so you might not want to.
John C. says, the metatarsals end at the tarsal bones, so they end 3/4 of the way up.
Yeah.
Ezekiel says, waiting for this COVID garbage to be over. I'm looking at being a reseller for Trick or Treat in Australia. Right now, no chance.
Awesome. I'm actually having a hard time getting my stuff from Trick or Treat right now. I've got stuff on order that I haven't gotten since January.
Good night, Scott Colehart.
All right, Scott. Thank you, sir.
Cora Beauty says, wow, really? Since January? Dang. Mike Town Woodwork says, finally got my Morris costume order last week from January.
Yeah. Well, everything being made in China is having a hard time.
Ezekiel says, not going to Transworld and MHC really put the skids on buying. Australia is like 25 years behind in Halloween.
That just means whatever you do in open will be 25 years ahead.
1980 says there are issues with China distributors. Many businesses are short on inventory. Houdini the Great says goodnight.
Good night, Houdini the Great.
Julie B says, what an awesome leg.
Awesome play.
Leg.
Oh, hey, thanks.
Ezekiel says, and everyone wants to be it for Halloween. Hey, Ed, can I buy an it mask from you? Justin Rudy says, when you first started out like me, did you have frustration at the beginning? How did you build confidence in mask making? I often find myself stopping and holding off on projects due to failures.
Don't hold off due to failures. Just learn from the failure. That's all. No, I didn't really have a lot of confidence issues, but that's not who I am as a person. Confidence, public speaking, that stuff has never been an issue for me. And if I don't know how to do it, it's just because I haven't learned it yet. Just learn it. I'm liking that. That feels pretty good.
Joanne Crowley says, not for nothing, but too many things are made in China nowadays. Justin Rudy says, mostly in mold making, failures.
Yes. So the answer is make more molds. The answer isn't make less, it's make more molds. Maybe make the same style of mold, just make it until you get it right.
Jeffrey Freeman says, good night, looking awesome.
Thanks.
Ben Godwolf says, hey Alan, I picked up those containers from the Dollar Tree. Eventually I plan on making the head bust you taught us how to make. I really like that tutorial.
Thank you.
Nice Name says, when they find out that Huntsman spider blood cures COVID. Gravity Mars says, I've made my own small one using cotton and latex prosthetics before. For the first time I attempted a half mask made in a papier-mâché style using liquid latex and napkins. How much wear can it take?
How much wear can the mask take that you made out of napkins and latex? Is that right?
Yep.
Quite a bit. I mean, it's probably thick and heavy and not that flexible. It'll probably, you go thick enough with that stuff, it'll be bulletproof.
Julie B says, do you find if you don't know how to do something, it's a mind over matter rethinking?
No. So, in my brain, all right, I don't know how to do something. I just learn how to do it. Now, there are skills that I have an affinity for, and there are skills that I don't have an affinity for. I don't have a big affinity for computer stuff. I can muddle through it and make my way, but that's not something that I am predisposed to be good at. So, but if it's a skill that I don't know, it's not necessarily mind over matter. It is, what do I know that I can apply to this and make it easier?
Enigma says, the more you do, the better you get.
Pretty much. As long as you learn from those failures and don't repeat the same mistakes. Are all the mistakes you're making new mistakes?
Ezekiel says, my son's been seeing a sports psychiatrist, and I love the one thing he said, 1,000 hours to be great at something, 30,000 hours to be elite.
Yeah, that's fair. So I'm getting a look from my wife.
No, not at all.
I'm also getting a tweak from my back.
You're not getting a look from me. Pizza's cooling on the counter, but you can have it whenever.
Joanne Crowley asked if you could mold this tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. I probably have another day of refining the sculpture to do. I don't want to only put in 4 hours of a sculpt. I have a lot of skin texturing to do yet. There's just a lot to do.
And Ava says, would you believe me if I said I've been sculpting 5 to 10 hours every day for 2.5 years?
So that,
And Ava?
I'd probably believe you. Your the bird I saw was pretty good. The stuff I see from you is pretty good. So you're a pretty solid sculptor. It's, I mean, you guys, you're not seeing me do stuff for the first time, and if you are, you'll never know it because I'm applying every other thing that I've done to it at that point.
Screw.
It's a delicious screw. Why would you stop him from eating that?
I'll eat that.
Okay.
Celeste K says, I made it this time. Baking cream cheese, creamsicle cupcakes, and cream cheese fudge brownies.
Cool. So something that I want to do is I want all those claws to be the same distance from the ground.
Ezekiel says, my good man, please go eat that pizza. You give us fine folks so much, no one would begrudge you a sit-down pizza dinner. Get out of here.
Soon, very soon.
it's been a good try, Ezekiel, but it's not gonna, my job was to take it out of the oven. You guys will not be surprised to know that the directions have a specific window, and he has nailed it down to the exact minute that the pizza's ready, and if you go over that minute, he will declare that the pizza is overdone, so it's okay. The pizza survived, it looks beautiful,
I'll only declare that because the pizza's overdone.
pizza is fine.
Spook Shack says, that's looking good, man.
Thanks.
Good night, Jesse Papa Bear.
Good night, Jesse.
Good night, Jesse.
Is Gregory Haynes still on? Gregory Haynes, I think you're gonna have a lot of people
Talking about them feet.
talking about them feet, kind of like when Lisa got her Yule goat, right? Every now everybody starts talking about goats, and it created Goat Week, which became Goat Weeks. 2 weeks.
Justin Reedy says, any chance you'll do more horror hounds and scare fest type conventions in the future?
It's possible, yes. I really enjoyed, we went to a Stranger Things convention, and I really enjoyed that. I made a Demogorgon costume for them. That was fun. Yeah, I've been very lucky that the Demogorgons I did, they were all for licensed people.
Good night, Joanne Crowley.
Good night, Joanne.
1980 says, Shannon will wrap the pizza in aluminum if he works too long. Chad Smith says, is it frozen pizza? What's your poison?
It's frozen pizza, but it's from Chicago. It is Chicago pizza.
Jonesy.
Rome says, looks good. Larange.
Okay, and I think I am at a good stopping point for the night.
Jones.
Gregory Haynes says, I'm here and love it.
Yeah, I think that I'm at a good spot for the night. You can kind of see. Let's step back a little bit and let you see it from a distance.
He says, a true pizza connoisseur. Ezekiel says, pocket pizza.
Heck yeah.
So it's he says, now I want pizza.
We'll have to tell the story sometime about the pocket food,
Good night, Horror Beauty.
sausage on steak.
Oh, yeah.
But not now. We'll save that for another. That was one of the better ones at Strawberry.
Enigma says, take some pocket pizza and sculpt.
All right, gang.
Horror Beauty says, poor cat.
I don't get to sculpt enough. I feel like I don't get to sculpt enough.
Everybody loves Jones. Poor cats.
Yeah, so there is easily 35 pounds of clay on there right now.
Let's see. When the little picture like a big pizza. That's the moment.
Barbie,
That was like Gregory Haynes says, thanks for the wonderful work. Great looking werewolf.
when your girl starts to squeal, she's been bit by a deal.
That's the more, eh?
too.
Right. Susan and Ty says, good night, enjoy the pizza.
Good night.
Good night,
I will.
Susan.
Yeah, that's a sexy werewolf foot.
Yeah, it's looking great.
Oh, Daryl says, being from Chicago, here in Dallas now, I'm glad I worked at a true pizza restaurant and know how to cook a true Chicago pizza myself from scratch. Oh,
Hooray.
So I'll be at your house in about 20 minutes.
Is that
Yeah.
Daryl?
Yeah.
Hey, Daryl, we didn't know any better until we went to Chicago. I was like, oh, okay, this is what pizza is. Okay.
Mm.
Now
So
we
let's-
have it shipped in from Chicago.
Celeste says, what's the Facebook group I need to stalk again? So Facebook.com/groups/Stiltbeast Live Creepers.
Stiltbeast Live Creepers.
Chad Smith says, I'm gonna go make stuff.
So these are the people who creep on the live page.
Yes, Celeste, join us and
Yeah.
come and share your stuff. Daryl says, yeah, no one ever does until they try it. Pizza.
Hey, I didn't know any better, man.
All right, noise.
Daryl, I didn't know any better. Southern girl. And then Alan took me up north for the legendary haunt tour, which we do every year. And we stopped in, I think we were in New York or New Hampshire, and just up north. And I had my first, I want to say Chicago style pizza. And then we had it again in Illinois, and I was like, okay, whatever it is, up north they do pizza right. And in south, I thought that I knew what pizza was. Guys, I'm humbled, and I now know that it's way better up there. So yeah.
Oh no, I Eat Clay Sculpture just showed up. Did I miss the live stream?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Watch it back. It's
It
awesome.
is.
I just covered up a beautiful duck that I finished sculpting. So, yeah, it was a monster duck with teeth and a bill. It was great. Anyway, so that's it for tonight, gang. I'm going to retire for the evening and eat a very late dinner. So, say goodnight, wife and Jonesy.
Good night.
Good night, Jonesy.
Little boy.
Say goodnight, Stacy. I say goodnight, and I say go make stuff.